and gentlemen, you all look fantastic and very beautiful this morning. Applause for yourselves. Yes, and a very warm one. Welcome to the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit. Now we're done with the hackathon, and today is the summit of the season 2, and we're very excited that you're all here doing very fine. Do not forget to put that mask on, We do not have to trust anybody next to us. And now we're going to start very soon, and in a few coming minutes, we have a lot that we're going to be engaging in. So everyone outside, if you can hear me, maybe it's time to, get things done and get in here so that we can very well continue engaging with each other and start. My name is Rita Cabanyoro, and I welcome you all here. The women, the ladies here, some of you have interacted with me during the hackathon, and I'm very glad to have, met all of you, and very glad again that we are here together. And I'm not hosting this alone. Cleopatra will be here very shortly and very soon. So for now, I'm going to just take you through the program, what you will be expecting, and then we keep it ongoing. So thank you so much for having arrived, all the participants, ranging from all the groups, various groups, School Pesa, Total Save, Bella Beauty, Grobies, Pampe, and many of you, Team Moves, E-Moments, everyone here. I may not mention all of it at once, but surely I promise by the time I'm done here, I will have mentioned everyone. And now you have arrived, and now we'll be expecting 2 featured video playing from High People, and also the top 16 teams will be introduced to their solution. They will get introduced and their solutions discussed. We will have confirmation that all participants are very present, and then we will be good to go. Remember, this morning, we're expected to be live on TV, that is Smart24 TV, and I'll be letting you know. But don't forget that you have to keep those hashtags moving on our social media platforms. That is High People. The hashtag is the Level 1 Project. The hashtag is the Women in FinTech. And also, hashtag, maybe include everyone. You can hashtag yourself and everybody, really, because you need this money, not so? Am I right? And are you here to win it? Have you done the best to take it home? I'm not getting anything. Have you done the best to take it home? And good luck to all of you. And then after that, when we have switched to live TV, we will begin with introducing the Women in FinTech Summit, and as well as the Women in FinTech Hackathon Explained. That will be Innocent Kawoy explaining that, the CEO of High People. We will have a gospel performance by Becky Nantai. In case you do not know her, it's time to experience her and experience the beautiful voices and sound. And after that, we also expect different panels this morning or this day, ranging from the Women in FinTech Hackathon Experience, and also panels on digital financial services for gender equality and women's empowerment. We also expect final pitches for the top 3 teams, and that will be about 1.5 minutes. So 1.5 minutes, you will be here to pitch. So in case you're selected among the top 3, just keep in mind that you will have 1.5 minutes to explain or pitch your solution. And the winners will be unveiled there and given rewards. And also, we expect a speech from the guest of honor, and they are long-awaited lunch. I know. Like when we come and then you talk 3 hours, 4 hours, people expect you not to refresh themselves. So lunch will be our last, and then everyone will be leaving at their own wheel. Once again, my name is Rita Cabanyoro, and gratitude to all the media team around here. We have Met Media, and we are also going to be running live on different social media platforms, including the Met, including all other partners of High People. And you can also, by the way, stream on your Facebook in case you are interested, or in case you will really be able to be in position to stream around. You can do that. And not only Facebook, whichever platform you have. And we're very glad again to have our mentors that have taken us the journey of the hackathon, the days we have been there. I can say kudos to Damali Sali. If she can get a hand clap, please. She's in the building. Yes, very well. And we have been having a facilitator, Cleopatra Kanyunyuzi. Kudos to her as well. Yes. Why is that small? Software developer. She has been introducing you to all those tools. Great, great. And we are expecting different panelists, and we will also be engaging with them later on. But they are already in the house, and we're excited to be with them. Just shortly, I'm going to come back right here and give you maybe something you're interested in, okay? For now, chill, get to interact. I'm coming back shortly as you enjoy the soft music ongoing. Thank you.
As a key driver of growth in Africa, financial technology is a viable alternative to traditional banking in urban and rural areas. In Africa, fintech creates an enabling environment that opens up the financial sector's value chain and promotes efficiency gains. However, women adoption and participation is still limited in the space.
We look at the way women have embraced financial technology compared to the men. The percentages are really very low for the women, okay, because they're marginalized normally in
FinTech is presented in proud partnership with Crosslec Technologies, Motorsbook, the Modular Foundation, and Level 1 Project.
It has commenced with insights on problem statement. While facilitating, Cleopatra Kanyunyuzi, a software developer and engineer, advised teams on identifying the problems one needs to solve.
Problem statement is a clear description of the issues, and it includes a vision, issue statement, and method used to solve the problem. A problem statement expresses the words that will be used to keep the effort focused, and it should represent a solvable problem. Okay, so I first want to take us away from like the very technical things here. think about software development like the way we handle normal day-to-day tasks, okay? What are those things you're passionate about?
The teams were expected to identify a problem statement and develop PowerPoints at the end of the facilitation. Some shared their experience on the day's target.
My name is Gloria Amayo from Bell Beauty. We're developing a digital beauty solution for linking customers to service providers. So right now we are aiming at 3 main services. That's nail care, hair services, and makeup services. So today in the hackathon, we learned about the problem statement and PowerPoint presentation. It's been very interesting because we had a problem statement before, but analyzing it from the aspect of what problem is it addressing exactly. You can have a solution, but is it addressing a real-time problem? So from the different things that we've looked at today and the different aspects of analyzing it, we've been able to at least develop on it, find out how exactly it is that we are assisting the people within our communities and women in particular. As a beauty service, we know that the beauty industry in Uganda really employs a lot of women, and men too, but mostly women. So we're just looking at it from that aspect and building on that. It's been very enlightening.
Okay, my name is Ohari Vivian Maria. I'm from the Farmers Financial Development Team, in short the FFDA, and we are trying to promote agriculture for the farmers. It's going to be a mobile app for the farmers. And to also save from there, we're also going to get investors who are willing to invest in farming. So the major problem as to why we drew to this idea is because we realized that during the COVID-19 period that has been affecting the world generally, in Africa, mainly Uganda, we have been lacking food in different homes, yet our country is very good and it has good climate that can favor farming. So we are trying to enable the farmers to get access to financial support such that they can carry out farming. Problem statement PowerPoint, it helped us to understand a way to model our problem and present it in a way that it is easy for the coordinators of this hackathon to understand. I look forward to collaborating with new people, then also learning from other people's ideas.
Teams were urged to consider interoperable payment solutions and solutions that solve for many.
We are in the Women in FinTech Hackathon, and we're not here to get women to do things that have been done by men already. We are not here to see women developing apps that allow them to sell bananas. No. It is also good, but we're not here to see women do that. We are here to see women take lead in developing national and regional payment systems that allow things like cross-border payments. I mean, imagine a situation when you can be able to be in Uganda and have your Airtel mobile money wallet, and you can be able to make a payment in any country around East Africa.
The second season of Women in FinTech Hackathon is here, and it is coming up better and more competitive in so many ways. But one of the things that we're really very interested in is seeing these women-led teams come up with real-time interoperable payment systems, part of which should be able to enable the people at the bottom of the pyramid, the low-income earners, payment systems that enable people in transport, people in agriculture, women especially, and children. Either it should be enabling children to save school fees, and women should be enabling expectant mothers to find easy and affordable insurance that allows them to be not only confident but also comfortable that they will have the ability to settle their bills when the time it comes. And we're also looking at making sure that these payment systems allow for including every single player, every single DFSP in the ecosystem, thereby easing the journey of helping to include everyone into the digital payment ecosystem.
It has been a day one of the Women in Fintech Hackathon Season 2. The hackathon is expected to run for 6 days. According to Innocent Kawoya, the CEO, Hi People, more is expected this season in fostering leadership, innovation, and championing women empowerment.
As Women in Fintech Hackathon comes differently, of course it's going to be crowned in a summit that happens next Friday, 15th. But we're also excited that for the first time in Africa, we're having a Women in Fintech incubator that is going to run for 90 days. And this, we are going to make sure that the women teams that will be selected, 3 of them are taken through thorough training all around that helps them learn how to sustainably run a fintech business and make it profitable while serving so many people and changing lives.
Opportunities in financial technology are diverse. However, majority of the women in Africa are still limited to innovate within the space. Cleopatra calls for financial technology education in schools as hope for bridging the gap.
Women included in financial technology absorption or consumption, we have to educate them first, okay? That is one. We have to make them aware about the programs, the applications, the systems that are out there. And then the other thing is that we have to encourage them to adopt the relevant financial behavior that is going to help them get interested and actually consume fintech products. Okay. It's also in the way our cultures are. Okay, the sociological factors and whatnot. So women in Africa are raised up to believe the man should be the provider. Okay, even when he's not the provider, he can macro manage, not micro this time, macro manage. So she earns, she brings to him, and he makes the financial decisions. But so women have to be empowered, first of all, through education. Education is very important. Awareness, let's create awareness. And other fintech experts in the industry will agree that financial education is something that we need to start introducing in schools. Right from a young age, children need to be taught what it means to have money, what it means to spend it, the importance of money and the value of money.
The Women in Fintech Hackathon is sponsored by Hi People and its Include Everyone program in partnership with Mojaloop, Modusbox, Crosslake Tech, and the Level 1 project. Rita Cabanyoro, Smart 24.
My name is Brenda Nakanjako from Team Kasaiba. We are developing an app called Kasente, which is going to help in digitizing the savings groups. We have been having a challenge of identifying the exact modules we needed in our application development. We hope that today, if we get to learn some tools that we can use to address this challenge.
This is about to change. With tools designed for helping financial technology solutions to be effective, the Women in Fintech Day 2 introduced participants with tools required to help teams in their solutions, that is to say mind mapping, just in mind, among others.
Design a fintech application. There are regulations that are in place right now that you have to follow. So those people also, you have to consider them, like what are their requirements, like what do they need you to do as you're designing your application, okay? So one of the tools that we're going to be using is the mind mapping tools, okay? If you look at the PowerPoint, you have this PowerPoint, okay? We have 3 mapping tools that we listed here for you, so you can go ahead and choose from any of those.
So apart from the mind map, we have other tools that we can be using for prototyping. So the first thing, you're going to have a mind map, but I want to share these tools with you so that when we get to The APIs, you already know that this is the tool I'm going to use for my API and modeling. So we have Just in Mind, and I have a demo for Just in Mind on this.
According to the facilitators, tools are very important, especially for software developers.
Mind map, is a 2D representation of somebody's project or idea. It can even be research. Okay, so the importance is for you to document your idea. Okay, we normally do this using online tools. We can use software, but even in the simplest form, we can just write down our ideas on paper. Okay, so the mind map brings out your idea from where it's hiding in your head, because in your mind, you know the idea very well. Okay, so when you begin writing it down on paper, it gives you visibility into your system. So it also helps you understand the system better. And actually, it's then that you can realize that there are probably some components of your system that you didn't consider so important, but actually after mapping them out, you realize that they make up what we call the points, okay? Like the major subdivisions in your system, or there are other aspects that you probably didn't think about or that you miss. Okay, so when you begin writing them down on paper or using a graphical tool on your computer, the idea becomes clearer. So the mind map not only helps the developer when they are designing their project, but also the stakeholders, okay? People who are eventually going to use the system, or people who are going to make decisions concerning the system. So it helps them understand the system better, okay? Yeah, straight from the developer's mind onto paper. So it helps us express, basically, clearer expression of our ideas. The developers are going to be using in the hackathon include prototyping tools. We also have the UML design tools. Okay, so all these are about visualization of the projects. Okay, so when you're able to see the project on paper or on your computer, you're able to understand easily and then see how each module feeds into the other, or how each system component affects the other. And that helps you at the end of when you start prototyping or finally developing your project, you know how each component is going to work and how it's going to affect the other. Yeah, so they're very, very important in the systems design process, and every developer actually needs them on their journey.
It has been a take-home moment for the most members from different teams.
Well, after learning to their mind mapping tool, we have been able to add on the modules previously not seen, and now we are good to go.
Sonia Nakawie, I'm the team leader of Team PesaJet, and we just came back for our second hackathon this year, and we're really excited. Last year we were among the top teams, but we didn't really make it to the best. And we're just putting a lot of work to it this year, and we just pray that we are among the top 3 or even the best. So as we started yesterday, we did a problem statement, and today we are doing a mind map, which is really exciting because as I see my team, it's on a lot of pressure, and I'm shouting here and there, making orders here and there, and it's kind of hard because you're like, oh my God, I really need to put this to work. I really want to do something and make sure that I get some money this year or something like that. But it's really fun generally because you're meeting a lot of people, getting a lot of ideas from different people, and the food is nice. Yeah. So I'm just excited, and I believe that our team will make it this time round. We're going to do everything in our power to cooperate with other teams, and we're really thankful to High People for all the opportunities it has given us from last year's Women in FinTech.
I'm Brenda Tabitha. I'm from Team Moobs, and our solution is Kamani. What we are doing is making it easy for people all across the board to manage their finances. So far, today has been a good day because I got here on time and so did my teammates. But the tools we're using, some of them are new to us. We were using other things initially, but now we've got to use something that is more operable here. And that's a good thing because we get to learn, and it's a great learning experience. So far, there's great teamwork, and it's a great atmosphere to be in. So all these bustling minds, and it's a great place to be. So I'm really happy to be here today.
With over 70 participants today, High People continues to transform millions of lives through fintech empowerment.
I'm very excited about day 2 of the season 2 of the Women in Fintech Hackathon and Summit. It's a unique experience, one of its kind in the world. Even if someone goes out just randomly to search about Women in Fintech Hackathon, you'll find that there's only one on any platform like Google, Yahoo, and any other. Meaning we're doing this uniquely, and I'm happy about how it's changing lives of women. I'm very excited myself to share knowledge and see different women become more knowledgeable about creating interoperable real-time payment systems that can be able to create products and services that are sustainably serving the poor to get financially included. And that is what is happening. Today, the teams are doing mind maps, they're learning how to do UI designs that are universally acceptable. And we're also making sure that we teach them about level 1 project principles of design and implementation of real-time instant payment systems. What we see here is great innovation and disruption. Of course, it's all women-led teams. Majority of the teams are all women made up of, and they are developers, they are business women, and they're young entrepreneurs that are thinking broadly on how to solve our most emerging problems in communities regarding financial inclusivity.
The Women in Fintech Hackathon is sponsored by High People under its Include Everyone program in partnership with Mojaloop, Motorsbox, Crosslake Tech, and the Level 1 project. Rita Cabanyoro, Smart 24.
Very well, and Rita Cabanyoro is right here standing before you in case you do not know the person speaking there, okay? Thank you. Yes, and like I told you, I will be also letting you know that our panelists, different panelists and moderators are in the building. And let's give it up for Elizabeth Tukunda, who is our financial services. Thank you. We have Wendy Napo, who is a country operations coordinator at Jumo. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be also expecting Doreen Lukandwa. She'll be here. And as well, Cleopatra, who will be a panelist as well as moderating with me. Thank you. And now, speaking of Cleopatra, let me invite Cleopatra to come here because they are taking us through the next session with Simon, which is of the top teams being introduced and their solutions being discussed.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all here. And it's good to see the teams. I can see you're all looking very pretty, okay? The gents have really leveled up compared to what we are having during the week, okay? So cool. My name is Cleopatra Kanyenyuzi, CEO, co-founder of Club Tangaza, right? We've had the Women in Fintech Hackathon running from the 8th, okay, of October up until yesterday, and today is Judgment Day for the teams. Are you ready? Who's going to take it home? Who? Who's going to take it home? Pesajet. So Pesajet is claiming this one, right? Yeah. So it's been an interesting journey right from the start. This hackathon was a little bit unique from the previous one that we had, okay, because we saw 17 teams registering, and the requirement was that we should have 3 ladies on the team and probably 1 gent, okay? So yeah, but we also had all female teams, right? Which was pretty cool. Where is our all-female team? Yay! Give them a round of applause. Yeah, so we are championing adoption of financial technology, okay, by females, right? And this hackathon has been all about that, showing the young ladies who have participated that they can actually do this, okay? So you need to get involved in making informed decisions when you're designing applications that are going to address problems that are going to look at marginalized groups like the women, girls, and the other groups that we talked about, right? Yeah, so let me hand over to my co-facilitator, Simon. It's been so wonderful working with you. We had so many laughs, right? Yeah, so Simon, please introduce the teams that have participated in this year's Women in FinTech Hackathon, organized by High People and partners.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kamia Simon. I'm a software developer. I've been the facilitator for this Women in FinTech Hackathon, and I'm glad to be facilitating for the second year. This shows success and progress that we've been able to make it once again. So we had 17 teams applying, of which 16 made it to the top. And these are the teams. So the first team is Kuzimba. Kuzimba was creating digital circle accounts for customers and distribution of building material. Then we had Hack Girls. Hack Girls, thank you. Hack Girls was having disbursement for organizations and donors, so disbursing to the final consumer or the final person dedicated to the funds. Then we have TotoSave. Thank you. TotoSave, saving for low-income earners to facilitate education and basic family needs. We have Pesajet. Pesajet had FarmMore as a product, so they have an application to enhance farming finances and input for farm requirements to all farmers. We have Tegeka Investment Club. Tegeka Investment Club had a solution for using USSD for SACCO deposits, loans and earnings, as well as payback. Then we have Farmers Financial Development Avenue, FFDA. FFDA is facilitating farming financial support and improvement of livelihoods through loans, connections to investors. That's number 6. And then number 7, we have Kasaiba Technologies. Kasaiba Technologies is facilitating SACCO savings and withdrawals dedicated to improve, dedicated specifically for female livelihoods. We have Izere EduSave. Izere EduSave already has an e-learning platform, but in this hackathon, their dedication was ensuring financial savings for teachers, especially in this lockdown, through an aggregation model as a medium of payment. So a teacher pays through Izere EduSave, much as they are teaching elsewhere, but that's their students' payment platform. We have Grobiz. Grobiz is providing business loans for small SMEs, enabling collateral security with banks and SACCOs for the SMEs to have financial improvement and support. We have Team Mobs. Thank you. Team Mobs are having financial management for family clusters, SMEs, and inventories with digital budgeting, tracking, and alert information for every customer. Then we have School Pesa. School Pesa is enabling school fees payment and mobile wallets for low-income earners with daily savings of as low as 3,000 shillings using USSD or SMS. Then we have Team Affinity with the product of Agribid. Thank you, Team Affinity is connecting regions and markets to reduce high costs dictated by middlemen and enhancing farm produce and value. Then we have Mpampe as Team 13. Thank you, Mpampe. They are creating accountability and tracking for donor funds to the target recipients. Then we have Team 14, which is GreenShare. All right, thank you so much, GreenShare. They are connecting market opportunities for small-scale farmers to buyers and investors in agriculture, such as food processing factories. So small-scale farmers are usually eliminated, but they can be connected to food processing factories to buy their merchandise. We have Bell Beauty. Bell Beauty is innovating a digital space for beauty services and beauty products, creating a market for products such as hair and nail services, as well as the creams and the artificial nails. All right. So someone is saying, did you have to add that? Yes, that's beauty. So Care for Her. Care for Her is providing medical information and tracking for expecting mothers to reduce and improve, to improve guidance and counseling, and also effecting low costs for expecting mothers. And those were the teams, and I want to thank you all for participating and making sure that as females, we are improving in the digital space. You really have great ideas. You have great solutions. I, for one, there's something Cleo said that someone can come and they say, we are females, what can we do? Now, I'm very sure on the fourth day, you're already scared about fellow females developing, eh? And then you are like, hey, they broke code, eh? And then you are like, come on, if others can do it, then who am I? Thank you for all participating, first of all. Secondly, I want to encourage other females else out there to participate in the next Women in FinTech Hackathon. You don't need to be a developer. You can be an investor, idea generator, business personnel, but where do you start from when you generate your idea until the idea gets to a finished product or MVP that the entire teams here managed to create, and also create a financial inclusive environment, enhancing payments with level 1 principles. Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Simon. Morning, everyone. We thank you all for honoring the invitation and coming, and importantly, keeping time. Just like Simon, Cleo, Rita, and everyone has said, this is the Women in FinTech Summit, which is a culmination of a week-long Women in FinTech Hackathon. By name, I'm Nicholas Kalunji. I'm the Chief Operations Officer of High People Foundation. We thank you for coming. We thank you for putting in the hard work. Yes, just for context purposes, last year we held the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit around August and September. Last year we had about 25 teams registering and 14 were shortlisted to take part. That was 2020. 2021, because we are growing and impacting more people each passing day, we had about 42 submissions of teams wanting to take part, majority from Uganda, but also from Tanzania, Kenya, and Ghana. But because, again, of issues that you all know, there is COVID-19 and the restrictions of gatherings, there are financial constraints and space, among others, we would wish to accommodate all the teams. But again, because of those constraints, we are only able to accommodate 17. 17 teams were shortlisted to take part out of the 42. And unfortunately, for some wrong reasons, the 17th team didn't make it on the first day, and we automatically disqualified. Because first day, like you all know, was for pitching your problem statement and what you intend to do. So if you missed first day, there is no way you could come on the other days. So we remained with 16 teams. Like Simon and Cleo have said, the 16 teams have been available for the past 1 week with massive attention and massive turn-up. We are very grateful for that, and we thank you very much for coming and working hard. We want to thank the facilitators in a special way. Simon and Cleo have been very amazing. I understand from the feedback I've been receiving, I think Cleopatra is the best teacher you can have. That's what the ladies have been saying. These are not my words. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what they have been saying. She's the best teacher you can have, and it's not by mistake. Cleopatra is a co-founder and CEO of Club Tangaza. Club Tangaza teaches coding for kids. You have a kid, 5 years, 6 years, 14 years, you want them to learn coding early enough, Club Tangaza is there. They will do amazing work, and I know their work is amazing because I have people who are studying there. So I'm not saying for the sake of saying, I'm saying because I've seen what the kids that I know studying there are doing. They are doing amazing work. Simon, on the other hand, is a developer, one of the guys who know almost all the APIs operational in Uganda, the guys that know all the integrations of mobile money, among other things. Yes, he might look, I don't know, he can keep quiet, sometimes talk, but when he's on his computer, he's at the best of his game. So what I'm trying to say in very many words, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying we bought the best people. The facilitators, we are the best facilitators. It's fact, not open to debate anything like I usually say. I usually research my facts so they are not debatable. Away from the facilitators, we had very amazing mentors. Remember Dolly Lukando on day one? She's the VP of MFS Africa, Stroke Bionic. Now that is one of the biggest fintechs in Africa. It's a multi-billion entity. So she came to mentor. We had Catherine Namara. Catherine is an expert in project management, and she has a lead role at Girls for Girls. They are doing amazing work for girls, and this is Women in FinTech. Then we had Primera Muthonyi, who is a software engineer. Even Catherine is a telecommunication engineer. So Primera is also a software engineer. She's an active member of Girls for Girls, and importantly, she has worked on over 50 mobile money products on the market. Right now, she works with MTN. She was once at Vodafone. She has been around here for quite some time, and she has done a lot of amazing things. Then, of course, we had Damali Sali as another mentor on the 5th day. Damali Sali can be explained by many things or many words, but in brief, she's a senior chartered accountant. That is one. Then 2, Damali Sali is a trade development expert. Then 3, she's the founder of Ideation Corner. And lastly, recently, she became a book author. Those that attended the hackathon saw her first book. For the record, that is her first book. So if you are judging her, I know the book is good, but again, you are judging her knowing that that was her first publication. Imagine what her 10th publication will be if that was her first. So those are the mentors. We had a lot of support from outside Uganda. Of course, Hyper Foundation runs this, but we can't do it alone. Importantly, we have partners outside Uganda. We have Cross-Lake Technologies. We have Modusbox. We have Modular Foundation. We're also happy to have the Level 1 project that is run by the Gates Foundation. Those are our global partners. But importantly, our biggest partner has always been one. We have been doing this for the last 10 years. We have always had partners coming, new, big, and small, but we have always had one main partner. He has always been God. When Hyper was starting, it started with the grace of God. Hyper is growing with the grace of God, and we are going to continue doing amazing things thanks to God. After me saying all those words and thanking everyone that has come, everyone that has participated, everyone that is eager to empower women. Why are we empowering women? Because one, they are the majority, and usually it is not actually just a mere say, it is a fact. When a woman is empowered, a full family is empowered. Because in most cases, women take care of the details of the family. The man might have money, might do so many things, but he never gets to know all the details of the family. But the woman knows everything about the family, including the man and everyone in the family. So when one woman is empowered, you're empowering a full family. You're empowering a full community. So we should do whatever we can to empower as many ladies as possible. This is one of the platforms of doing that. Other platforms are there, others are going to come. The only thing you can always ask yourself is, what are you doing in your capacity to empower another woman? Because if each one of us does one thing, it will help us achieve as much as we can. Because I usually come with good news, allow me conclude with some good news. The good news, of course, is that we are all alive and kicking. That is the best news meanwhile. But away from that, I know the teams are anxious, they are expectant, which is expected. All teams did amazingly well. If it were really up to me, all teams should be rewarded. And in fact, all teams have already been rewarded because you have a chance to churn out your product and become a billionaire. That is now in your control. We can only support that. You can't give up on your dream even if you're not among the top 5 or top 10 teams, because you might find your dream is bigger than being among the top 5 teams. Who knows? So the good news I have is simple. We are going to have 6 winners. And I've been advised by my boss, yes, from the top 16, we shall, as the program goes on, we shall announce the top 6 teams. From the top 6 teams, we shall again announce the top 3 teams. Most of the assessment has been done, but there is still more assessment that is happening right now. Like we told you, we have local assessors and virtual assessors at outside Uganda. Everyone is submitting what they think each team did. So what's going to happen is the top team, the overall winner, will take 4 million and a 90 days incubator program. That is the overall winner. The second team will take 3 million and incubator for 90 days. That is the second team. Originally, we had said we would only reward those 2 teams. But because we want as many people to be included as possible, actually this project is run under a program called Include Everyone. This is one of the activities of the Include Everyone program. So my bosses have found it wise to say the next 4 teams, from team number 1 to from team number 3 to team number 6, each one of you at least takes home 1 million for hosting your platform. In addition to being part of the incubator program. So 6 teams will be in an incubator program for 90 days. The 4 teams will take 1 million, making it 4 million. The second best team will take 3 million, and the best team will take 4 million. Yes, sir. All right, again, I've been told by my boss's assistant that the other 10 teams, because I have mentioned the 6, the other 10 teams are going to get rewards in terms, because we know one of the most important things you need for this to go out to the market is data. All the other teams are going to be given bundles of data of between 80 to 100 GB to continue doing your work. Yes. Thank you very much. Without saying so many words, allow me invite Rita Cabanyolo and my brother Wesley, King of Radio.
Thank you so much, Nicholas Kalunji. And hey, Wesley, how are you doing?
I'm sweet.
Do you see the benefits of being a lady, a woman, a girl child? Or
Yeah.
What is on your mind?
Well, I don't think this world would be a beautiful place if there were no women.
Mm-hmm.
So you all make it so beautiful, you all make it so amazing, you all make it so glamorous, so sweet, so beautiful, so everything. So Jesus had to really come by a lady. You know, it had to be a lady to bring in Jesus. It was very fit that a man couldn't do anything. So only a lady could actually bring in Jesus. So let's celebrate all the ladies in this place. You all look beautiful and amazing. I'm the King of Radio, Wesley. I'm a husband recently. Made 1 year. I can't believe that I've cooked for at least a year. but women make it so amazing and sweet. And I'm a radio host and a TV host. I'm the PR of High People. And today we are blessed to be celebrating women, but most importantly, empowering women. If we do not empower women, trust me or you, this world would definitely not be amazing at all. I think the most powerful and delivering people are always women. Women are not cheats. Women are not corrupt. Women, give me one corrupt woman. They are not there. They are not. Yes, those ones are not women if they are there. I'm telling you, but women are very loyal. Look at even this year's cabinet. You get to realize, you know, vice president and the prime minister, women. Men have tried it. We have failed. We have done weird things.
Keep trying.
So forgive us, God. We are live on Smart 24.
Yes.
And today is going to be one of those amazing, beautiful experiences. I want to let us clap for the presence of our Lord Mayor, Innocent, the CEO.
Always your Lord Mayor.
Yes. I do not, he's my Lord Mayor because he's the one that I voted.
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
but mine is Innocent. Thank you very much for your contribution towards the digital space in this nation and your deliberate desire to see women empowered and pushing it. So as High People, we are very intentional about empowering women and seeing that actually this next generation is championed by women. With men, it's automatic, but with women, it's actually even way greater. But you look good, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
How
we
is-
all look beautiful. Thank you so much, Wesley.
And you look full. Yes.
Thank you for that too. And very well, in case you're just joining us on Smart 24 TV, where we've just gone live. Remember, not only that, we're live on Met Media, streaming via High People, that is on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube. Make sure you tell a friend to catch up there. And on Smart 24 TV, you can catch us there at Smart 24 platforms, that is as well as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube too, Instagram as well. Make sure
Exactly.
you keep the hashtags going. Give us our hashtags.
The hashtag is as simple as what you are following. Yeah.
And that is Women in FinTech.
Exactly.
And Level 1 Project.
Level
so
1 Project.
please remember there are always praises and rewards for those that keep tweeting on, and for the highest likes or more likes, you're going to be receiving rewards from the CEO High People as well as the hosts here. Amiri, we always give these gifts.
Oh yeah, true. We actually, like I said even in the beginning when I was trying to say something, today, sorry, I keep saying tonight. But either way, it depends where you're watching us from, by the way, because we are live.
Yeah, the live is continuous,
Yeah, we're live
international.
everywhere. So today is going to be quite an interesting, but we really, like I said, we are really, really, really intentional about celebrating women and empowering women. And today is going to be one of those, amazing experiences that you're going to have. Without further ado, how about you join me and we welcome the CEO, High People,
Innocent
Lord Mayor,
Kawoya.
Innocent Kawoya. When I grow up, I want to be like you.
Wow. Wow. King of Radio.
Yeah.
I was recently given another name. So you can add it to the file. FinTech Father. Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
Africa's FinTech Father.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Africa's FinTech Father.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I know this is made of God. You're all looking so beautiful. I'm imagining season 4 of the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit, only having women, and we shall be serving you out. We leave you to discuss women affairs, but you make sure you include us somehow. Well, for the millennials, there is a musician who has some great relics that I believe are supposed to be dedicated to the women. I mean the great women in this room today. And I'm going to read, though I know the lyrics and the song, because I'm a millennial. And she was saying that if tomorrow was Judgment Day, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asked me what I did with my life, I'll say I spent it with you, the women. Yeah. I'm not adding anything to that. If tomorrow was Judgment Day, I'll be glad to tell God that I spent my life so well with the women, changing lives. And it's a beautiful thing having you here today. It's a special day for us. I've been making a joke of something, but I think it is ideal to say it here today as well, that from my point of view, this day, every year when it will happen, will officially be the official Women's Day for me and for the women in FinTech. Yeah, the day is dedicated for you to do what you love, to do what changes the world. And we are very excited to have hosted the teams that came through. And like I said, all through the sessions, you only become a FinTech queen after being named by high people. Yeah, we are the only authority to that. We are going to trademark that and patent it. You become a FinTech queen after being named by high people. So whoever is receiving a certificate today of excellence, you are officially welcome to the FinTech Queen Kingdom, yeah? It is a queendom, sorry. And for the gentlemen, please, you're gentlemen, You're not becoming FinTech kings. Yes, you're receiving the certificates. I wish we could hide yours, but you did a great job. But I'm very excited and very thankful to God. I recently named myself Maid of God after seeing the greatness of what God has been for me for so many years. I joined High People 17 years ago, and I was in my senior 4, and it was crazy, very crazy. I was a head prefect, so I had a chance to run from school every weekend and come and do my jig. And well, it has been everything for me. I have never thought to be in any other place. I've had so many suggestions from the best brands in the world inviting me to work there, and I've never thought of going anywhere else. High People for me feels like the best place to be because it allows me to serve, to work, to laugh. For those who have been in our small office, you know what happens there. We laugh about everything. We're happy any day, any time, and we celebrate every single milestone, and we celebrate you today. Well, it's been crazy being in my position, having to do some bit of facilitation, having to do some bit of mentorship, having to be a judge. Now, judging is the worst for me. Actually, when I was growing up, everyone thought I was supposed to be a lawyer or a judge because I could never lose an argument anywhere, not even once. But I never felt like I had the right to judge. And here we are. I am supposed to judge. That is called growing up, yeah? So for the teams, it was a crazy run, having to decide who is going to win and why they are winning. But the general comment from all the judges is that you all did great, and we celebrate you. And like our chief operations has mentioned, he's my young brother meanwhile, yeah? So when you hear him talking well, just know he learned bits from me, yeah? So like he has said, he would deny if he was here, but he learned a lot from me. So like he has said, and like I've always said to all of you, I wish we have more time to engage with you. I wish we have more time to teach each other. We learn from you as well as you learn from us. And that's why I requested someone to create for me a separate WhatsApp group where we can be, all of us. I know I'm going to request Damali to join. She will accept. I'll ask Elizabeth. She will say yes. I know Wendy will join. I know Doreen will be a part of it. I know Cleo will be a part of it, and we're going to get many other people to do great mentorship for all of you for a whole 365 days. And this is to make sure that we transform us, because it is only factual that we only get to understand that if it is not you doing it, then no one is going to do it. Yeah? So either you do it and make yourself better than other people, or nobody does anything. Of course, I'm glad to bring you greetings from our generous sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Well, I don't know how God will bless them more. I wish Bill Gates becomes a trillionaire one time, so we have more money, because they are believers in what High People has done over the last 17 years to transform lives. And I will mention, without having to think twice, that for the many years, the 17 years I've been working at High People, they are the only partner that comes with no question, and they let you do things in the way you think is best to serve your environment, and then they want to do everything timely because they believe in what we do and what you do at the end of the day. We also thank our partners, Moja Loop Foundation, Cross Lake Technologies, Modus Box, and of course, it's a level 1 project that we're talking about everywhere. The Fintechs, Bionic, Club Tangaza, Jumo, and all the others that have made time to be here and participate in mentoring and making this a better initiative. We thank you so much, and may God always bless you. To our chief mentor, Damali, Sally, thank you, for making sure you be the Damali that everyone thinks you are. Yeah, because everyone sees her as always happy, and we wish to see you that way. And for everyone that took their time to wake up every morning and move to Kanjocha and be a part of the hackathon, you're going to be a billionaire. I can tell you. Otherwise, we are only here to make sure that we disrupt. The time has come for us to make a difference in the world. The time has come for us to see no poverty anymore in our world. The time has come for us to understand that we only win together. So time for interoperability has come. Time for collaboration has come. So we are going to build the best inclusive and instant payment system that can ever live in the world. We are going to change lives and ensure that we build an economy that includes everyone, because it's only that economy that benefits everyone. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's add him another hand of applause. Yeah. Jesus, you all look so beautiful today. Clap for yourselves. I think today, this Women in FinTech Summit is going to be registered as my favorite of those that we've actually hosted before. And that is thanks to you today. Without wasting time, we're definitely now going to get into our first panel discussion. And of course, we'll be discussing the Women in FinTech Hackathon and experience and what must be done to empower women in technology. So let's welcome Rita to come on and take on this next panel discussion. And then we'll move on from there. I'll be coming back to join with another lady, and there's another lady, and then another lady, and then, yeah,
yes,
like that.
Till the day ends. Thank you so much, Wesley.
Bless you.
And now, hands up for our panelists that are going to be joining me here. And we will be discussing, like Wesley said, about Women in FinTech Hackathon experience and what must be done to empower women in technology. And we have, we have Nerere Shamim, that is from Team EduWallet, sorry. That is Shamim there. You can please take up any seat. We have got Emily Sonia Nakabuyes from Team Pesajet. We have Mariam Mirembe, Team Grobies. We have got Gloria from Team Bella Beauty. Tabitha from Team Moves. And all these are beautiful ladies with innovative minds, with brains and everything that I think a woman needs and what a man wants or needs as well. Yes, ladies, thank you so much for joining us here. And just each one of us is going to use a minute to talk about themselves and their, what they're doing or their solution. Let us begin with you right here. Just introduce yourself and tell us about you. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Namone Brenda Tabitha. I'm a woman in tech, a final year student at Makerere University Business School. I'm a lover of women communities, and I'm a communities lead at a startup called WAPI. You can find us at www.wapi.ug. Today, I'm here in my capacity as the team lead of Team Moves. We have a solution called Kamani that was earlier on introduced. I will not say much more about that. But overall, I'm glad to be here today, and I hope to learn and share more with you.
Emily, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emily Sonia Nakawie, a student at Mount St. Mary's College Namagunga, and also the CEO and co-founder of eMoments Limited. And we came here with our solution called PesaJet, which has provided a service for farmers called Farm More to just help farmers to farm more.
Okay, please, Shami. Thank you.
I am Shamim Nilele. I am an educator and I am a solution thinker. I solve problems in the space of education. I'm the team lead at Izere Education. Izere Education is a social business that is offering skills development for young people, for children and teenagers, because we believe that Africa is gifted with a very young population, but that young population, if not empowered very well, will be a double-edged sword. In 10 years, if the Middle East can no longer take labor workers from Uganda, where are we putting our young population when our population, half of it is under 16 years? So we offer skills development to the gaps that are not given at school. But then also I'm really passionate about teachers. In this hackathon, we developed a solution to integrate in our platform that will be empowering teachers financially.
Okay.
It is very EduSave. Thank you.
Okay, please. Next, just as we go, are you sure it's on? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm called Mariam Havila Mirembe. I am a software developer, a student at Makerere University doing software engineering. I come from Team GrowBiz. We grow businesses. We offer, we offer loans to small and medium enterprises. That's what our innovation is about. I'm not going to go into details. I am so thankful for the Women in Tech Hackathon, as you're going to know my experience in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. Bella Beauty.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gloria from Team Bell Beauty, and Bell Beauty is designing a one-stop beauty shop to address all your beauty needs. So we're developing a digital platform and mobile salon where you can easily access beauty services. You'll simply have to download our app or visit our website and book an appointment with either service provider or purchase any products of your choosing. We're so grateful to be here, and looking forward to this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, and I know they are so grateful as well to have you here. And let's now talk. You've been in the hackathon, the 2020 Women in FinTech Hackathon. You have participated, you have experienced it. Each one of you is going to share with us how has it been like. Share with us your experience. What are some of the highlights you have, taken home with? And we take it from Gloria there.
Okay, thank you. My description of this entire experience is going to be in 2 words. One being eye-opening. Just analyzing our problem statement from the nitty-gritty, how exactly are we addressing situations here in Uganda? How exactly are we impacting women at that? How exactly are we making our solution make women's lives better here? It's been a big, big, big learning experience, and also just listening to the mentors and seeing women in the
technology space. Honestly, coming from a business background, there's so many women there, but seeing women as software developers and systems analysts and all that, it's been very, very, very inspirational and eye-opening to us. Listening to the stories of the different teams, guys here have very, very, very interesting solutions. And for Bell Beauty, it's something to feel good about. It made us look at our solution and appreciate our solution because we've seen the receptiveness of it. There is nothing right now in East Africa that is addressing this in particular, what exactly we're doing. So having everyone here be receptive to that was, it was very inspirational.
Very well. And all the best for Bell Beauty. Please, Mariam, if you could share with us your experience and highlights.
Okay, so my major highlights for this hackathon have been two. I have more, but two. The mentoring and the culture. The culture I've found in this hackathon, I was the first-time participant. So I've been so inspired. I've seen a lot of things that have changed my vision, that have boosted me to go ahead in my career. I've had one-on-one sessions and question and answer sessions that have actually gave me the power to do things that I thought I should, just leave out. But I'm thankful for the hackathon, and I would literally urge everyone to participate in it.
Okay, that is great. Please.
It was my first ever hackathon because my background is not tech, but this hackathon has really been very beautiful. All teams are brilliant. Everybody in the room was willing to help you. Like really, everybody was willing to support you. Every minute was a learning session. The learning was fast-paced, so you really had to be in the fast-paced mode. I loved the mentorship sessions. I loved there's a day we had the project planning, learning how you manage a project from the start to the end. Everything we learned here was really practical. My other highlight was the solutions, the technical jargon and demystifying it. Our trainers, Cleo and Simon, really tried to demystify it, and they really helped us.
Okay, thank you so much, Emily.
My highlight was when Doreen talked about pitching your product. I must say that this has been a great opportunity. It's just amazing because it's in places like this that you realize how little you're thinking and how big other people are thinking. So when Doreen talked about pitching your product, I was just like, if someone asked me to pitch my product and they were going to invest, I would lose that opportunity. I was shaken. I was just like, oh my God, this is just amazing. I felt like crying actually because I literally failed to talk about my product, but I was working towards the days that were there. I was working really hard on having something to pitch within 1 minute, and I think I'm successful at it. And it's just an achievement to be here on this stage. It's something big and great for me. So this is just amazing. Thank you, Hi People.
Yes, thank you too, and that was very emotional. You see, you said you were about to cry the other day, but we were going to experience that. But thank you so much, Emily. Please, if you could share your highlight.
Like many ladies on this panel, this is my first hackathon. I've been in tech for a short while, and I always organize for communities, women-led communities, where I see women doing all these amazing things. But not once have I heard of an event of this sort where it's exclusively women, yeah? So it's been a learning experience for me, seeing how women relate with one another in such spaces under such pressure. The tropes that people forward that women are their own enemies, this has quashed that.
Okay.
Like, it's been amazing seeing women synergizing, growing together, sharing. I've met amazing people. There are people I've been meeting in online meetings throughout the past year and a half, and it was amazing finally seeing people face to face, yeah? You know, that was like a good thing for me. And also the whole thing about being around people with all kinds of talents and all kinds of knowledge and learning from them has been a nice thing for me as well.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, for me, like with me, if you cannot do something and someone is doing it, it is a challenge. I cannot do what the ladies here do or what developers do. And for me, I have given respect from day one of the hackathon to every one of you here, including the moderators, the mentors, including the facilitators, the developers. I cannot do that, but I can learn and also consume what you do. So for me, thank you so much. And Maria, we know ladies or women are the majority, but they have got very limited attachment in the fintech space. Apart from the hackathon, Women in Fintech hackathon, or participations like this, like what more should be done to empower women in financial technology? I'll take it with Maria and then Gloria. But first, Maria, if you could share with us.
Okay, so I, as Mariam, I am in the technology world, you know. I am doing software engineering. So my point here is I think we should build a tribe as women in fintech or in the digital space. Before we ask for the gents to include us, we should actually be uplifting each other. You know, you could sit down and you see another lady trying to despise the other because they can't do something, or they throw those comments. Those comments are so down-putting. So I think in all ways you have to uplift each other before we ask the world to do that for us. Yeah? Because we can actually learn a lot from each other and be comfortable in that space than with the males. Yeah? So males have a way of despising us, you know, guys. But
putting you in the kitchen setting?
Yeah, you know, right? The other time, within the week, during the hackathon, someone called us a bro, right? Some people were not happy with it. I was happy with it because I was like, oh yeah, so now he sees we can do what they do, right? So, but that's a different perspective. What I'm trying to show is, before we ask the men to include us, we should uplift each other. We should help each other, teach each other. I have learned a lot from the one-on-one sessions I've had. I had a one-on-one session with Mrs. Damali, and I learned a lot. I can even talk now and be comfortable with being an extrovert. Just because of that session I had with her. I'm comfortable pitching out my ideas because Madame Doreen helped us out. So before we ask the world, let's do it for each other. And then secondly, I think we should have many facilitations for the women, right? You know how we be activists and feminists and all that. How about we do, I don't know, tech feminists, something like that. Let's show the move. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so in that way, we can actually be many females in the digital space.
Okay. I like that. Tech feminists.
Yeah, tech feminists. We shall work on the word.
Okay then. Gloria, please share with us what more can be done to empower women.
I totally agree with what she's saying. I think we should address it from the grassroots level. First of all, imposing some level of confidence amongst us, the girls. Validate your self-expression. I can't emphasize that enough. Each and every single idea that we have is valid. As much as we have this inferiority complex, I would say it, as women, as being the lesser gender than men, we have solutions. We're brilliant. We are inspirational to each other and even to the male gender. Sorry. Yes. So yes, validate your expression. The second thing I feel is having more impact investors and venture capitalists and even initiatives that are supporting and backing women tech solutions. If we have more of those, because I know there are many of these kind of investors that first look for a male founder.
Okay.
And put their money there. So having many people appreciating female founders and female-backed solutions more will definitely better that.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies. And now the next one will go to Emily and Tabitha. I know you have been to university, or some of us are there, or you could be there. Are universities or any higher institutions doing enough, you know, to bridge the gap of gender diversity? Or what have you realized, and what can be done about that? Emily?
I think that they're not doing enough. They could do more because some years ago, there were no women here. you could not even organize a Women in FinTech hackathon because women were not active in this sector. But then I think that women are taking up more science subjects, which is amazing. I once heard that women can't win. I once heard that children know nothing. But let me give you an example. If there are 100 more club tangazas, I think that children will be enabled. More so when we are talking about children, we are talking about young girls like myself. We want girls in schools like Namagunga or a school that is, let's say, in Western, to have access to these things. So they are trying their best, but they're not doing enough. They need to guide these children and tell them that, you know what, girls can actually take science subjects and they can actually win in life. Because it's kind of like a public secret that women are empowered these days. But in schools, no one is going to go and say that, you know what, girls, listen to me. You have to take science subjects. They are really good. You can actually win in this sector. They will keep quiet. They are not making it public.
Thank you so much. Tabitha, if you could share with us what you have been, identifying yourself with in the universities, or what you have identified yourself with, their uptakes of sciences by women, and also have universities tried to bridge that gap of gender diversity gap?
First of all, I'd say that institutions of higher learning are not doing enough.
Okay.
And it's not just the institutions of higher learning. We go back to secondary schools that lead to these people being in institutions of higher learning. From when we leave senior 4, if many of us have gone on to the universities, you realize that for some reason, arts are marketed as effeminate, and sciences are mostly pushed as something more male-gendered, yeah? Then at that point, there's already a bias. At the point which someone should be leaving secondary school, going to university, applying for something like computer science, software engineering, someone will realize that in S6 that they want to do that, but they are not able to. Why? Because she did not have mathematics or physics in her combination. So that alone cuts down the numbers of women going into the universities. Then on getting into the science classroom, the first trope that you find is not just the overwhelming male numbers, but the animosity towards females in these spaces, yes. You find that a science class could end up with about 50 girls at the beginning, but I kid you not, by the end of the second year, that number has dropped by half. What exactly is going on in those spaces?
And why do they drop? Why do you think?
The reason I think they drop out of those spaces is women do not feel welcome in these spaces. You find that there are still those silent things that people do, but they do not realize, treat or rub women a certain way. Personally, I do not come from a tech background, but I'm a woman in tech. I made myself a space there. Yes.
Okay.
I made
you
myself,
motivated yourself into that space.
I made myself a space there. I was showed a platform and I'm like, I want that. I am going to go for that. And I saw that when I got to that place, I'm not going to be the only one here. With that, I began pulling everybody around me to join me in that space. What comes to these spaces, even as you see me as confident as I am, I get to these spaces and people are either threatened by how I am showing up or speaking. People are offended that a person can be that outspoken or that forward thinking about a lot of things, or someone is appalled by the fact that a woman is actually doing those things. Someone will actually approach me and tell me, but I thought women do not do this kind of tech. Women, I don't find many Android developers. The other part that will win, that takes the cake of it all, coding women in tech do not look like that. That there's a particular template we're supposed to draw from, that we're supposed to look like geeks or something like that, that if you look more effeminate or if you take care of yourself or you look pretty, it shows a certain lack in your intelligence, which I find is very, very insulting. So in the event that, gentlemen, if any time you find a woman in your classroom looking sweet, nice or anything, and you tell her, but why
you're different.
You look different from other women. That's not a compliment. It has never been a compliment and never will be. So when you get to these spaces,
Treat them like you're normal people, you're equals. Even when I got to this competition, there were people who were shocked, oh, women can use GitHub. I was like, women can use Android Studio. I was like, oh, you mean this is something people are still shocked about in this day and age? That's one of the reasons women do not want to show you that they can do these things, because you look at them a certain way, and that way makes them hide away from you and keep going out of these spaces. So the treatment we give to women should be something that makes them want to be in these spaces with you and lets them express themselves like normal human beings.
Okay, and I hope they have taken it all. I hope so. And also, what I think, just to supplement on a little bit, you talked about schools not giving, even higher institutions, but also my appeal is maybe to the government or the authorities responsible for the curriculums we're developing. Can it begin from the grassroots? Because all what you're saying, you know, it's hard to implement it when I'm old, I'm grown, I'm in university. I've never heard of it, you know, at a certain little age. So if it begins from the grassroots, I think we can change the upcoming generation. But for now, I'm going to take it to Shamim, minus what schools are doing. If you could now tell us what else could be done in the education sector to encourage or empower women in the technology space, minus or what we have talked about.
Okay, first of all, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be here because I'm purely an artist. I didn't even do any sciences in secondary school. But I've been in the tech space for so long. I remember when I was at university at the School of Education, we'd go to tap internet at Faculty of IT at Makerere, and it would feel like it's such a completely different world we're in, complex and all. First of all, we need to demystify technology. I did a small course in WordPress because I needed to demystify software engineering. So first of all, digital literacy and technology in today's world is as important as numeracy and literacy. So it's no longer just for the sciences, it's the world we are in. And we are not only competing against ourselves in Uganda, it's a global village, you know? If we are still dealing with things like women can, simple things like being offended by women being bold and being in the tech spaces, really, we have bigger things to focus on. So for me, I take an approach of let us all be educators. If you are a mother, women, we are naturals, we are mothers, yeah? If you have your children, those children need the skills in digital spaces. Like, they need those skills even as they are younger. You said, let's start them small. So introduce technology to your children, you know? Introduce your technology to the people in your circles, your nephews, people at home. Let's demystify the whole tech thing, you know? Let's, for example, in the programs we do, we teach design thinking. And the way the design thinking model takes like a hackathon thing, you know, like you research, you brainstorm, you ideate, you prototype, you test. I had never been in a hackathon, but we've been teaching that. So imagine if a young person in primary school has experienced that. It's part of what they've been learning through school. By the time they are grown up, they are ready to participate in the tech space, whether they are women or not. So let's make it, let's demystify it for women and let them, everybody has a voice. Let's give them voices. Let's go to them like how High People is coming and saying, women, what solutions can you provide, you know? Let's give them the platforms. Let's create tables for them. And let's also encourage women to create their own tables, you know, knock on doors and create your own tables, like Tabitha said. Otherwise, nobody's going to hand you those opportunities most of the time.
They should pin themselves there.
But you see, competence builds your confidence. Sometimes when we are not confident, we can build that confidence by being competent. What skills can you build on, you know? If you said, let me focus on building this competency every 6 months, you will build yourself. You will be needed. People will look for you. They will not be doing you favor. So as women, let's put in the work. They will look for us, and we shall change the world.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we are concluding our panel discussion. Each one of us is going to be sharing with us what you think or your advice to government or your appeal, what government can do to empower or make sure more women have access to internet as well as financial services in Uganda. I'll take it from Gloria.
Okay, I think that government can, first of all, include more policies that can support internet penetration, because we know many research firms here in Uganda can do only as much as they can, but government has, I think, the resources to actually go and address each and every societal issue, find out why is it exactly that you guys aren't able to access this. So from that, then they can be able to create policies that can at least drive that. And then secondly, I feel government could also have maybe some form of partnership with like telecom companies to have at least subsidized maybe data bundles for students who are pursuing these technology related or STEM in general, science, technology, mathematics, all that related courses to drive that, yeah.
Okay, I believe it's possible for each student to have their own GB or data bundle. Since you're developers,
Exactly.
I mean, why not? It can be possible, right? Okay, Mariam, share with us what you think.
Well, I think the government can provide funds.
Okay.
Let the government provide funds to NGOs that are fostering leadership and innovation and empowering women in that digital space. I think the government should look out for hackathons like the Women in FinTech Hackathon. I believe if the funds were more, we would have a greater number of teams in this place. In that way, a lot of people can participate. We are increasing awareness, and we are helping everyone have a chance to be in the technical space.
Okay, thank you so much, Shamim.
The good thing, our president loves scientists. So we can begin by having, we can begin by having low-cost innovation centers in the deepest of villages. It's not even costly. Government has government schools in villages. If we can say, let's have an innovation center so that children can freely use these things, it can really help us. Government can create policies to take these. There are so many solutions out here. Most times these hackathons don't take everybody, they take the top teams. What happens to those other solutions? Government can scale those solutions. And government can provide data. We have a problem of data. 100 MBs is a problem for someone in Kanungu, where I come from. So let's make the data accessible, provide infrastructure, and we shall transform our country.
Okay, thank you. Emily.
I think the government could fund computing labs in schools. If the government enables schools to get these computing materials, children will be more engaged, more so girls. The government could also give scholarships to children who are taking science subjects in relation to technology at university. I also think the government should fund people who are coming up with solutions, more so women, startups, because they only look at the big solutions that are out there, or they look at the international solution that someone is developing, but they do not look at the Ugandan solution that a Ugandan woman is developing. They should also support people like Damali Sali to reach out to different schools, because she has a book about entrepreneurial businesses. So she could actually give it out to different people, different schools, to help them learn about it, get ideas, develop and use technology in them. They should also help fund organizations like High People that is starting the 40 days, the Women in FinTech Hackathon. This could all be done, but they're just not looking at it.
Okay, please. Tabitha, in seconds. In seconds, please.
Seconds, wow. I come from a village in Manafa called Bubulo, my father's village. And in that village, when you get there, you get welcome to Airtel Kenya. Those are the kinds of things you find there. And in my mother's village in Bugamba, Rampara, you find that the things that happen there, the nearest network you will get is when you climb a tree to access your Airtel network. And in those places, we have a lot of teenage pregnancies. And the skills that are given to these women are the usual skills of basket making, cloth making and sewing and stuff. And first of all, they do not run out of style, but they are out of style in this day and age. That things have moved on from that. And people have a myopic point of view about where their lives end or where their lives go. And I believe government can do a lot more in these places. Aside from extending education to these people, they can also extend basic amenities like electricity that enables them to have the chance to use electronic devices, extending electronic devices to these people, and on top of that, subsidizing data prices for companies to be able to reach these people. And aside from that, the skills that the government gives to these women should not just be hand skills. Give them cognitive skills, such as using computers, coding, with something as simple as that. I have seen this in places like in refugee camps up in the country, where refugees have been given the chance to code, and these people have gone on to make innovative solutions that have taken them out of that little box where they were, and they have managed to grow their communities.
Okay.
Aside from that, my advice to girls out there is exploit the 10,000 hour rule. What that rule is, it takes you 10,000 hours to perfect something. That you see me being able to speak today, but it's years of practice, yeah? It's been since primary school, that's a given. Then you find that someone is a good programmer, but ask them how long they took developing that skill, getting to the point where it's just second nature to them. Do that for yourself and be the best you can be. On top of that, free yourself from expectations in society, where people are telling you that the most you can be is a mother, and that's what you're going to be, and the most you can be is a wife in a house, and the most you can be is a career woman. There's so much more to this life and so much more you can do for yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Tabitha. And as for me, when Damali was mentoring, when was telling you to leverage internet, take use of internet, but government here has got a role. Me, from a media perspective, I mean, how are you going to sell your product if you are still blocked from Facebook? So if government or any authorities, you're there, we're still advocating for opening up the social media platforms so that they can be accessible and free to everyone. Thank you so much. And now Wesley takes us onto the programming.
All right.
Are there photo moments?
Well, from the village where I come from, Kasubi Kawala, we appreciate when people speak good English. Please clap for the good English. And also, Emily, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a CEO in Senior One. Pesaje, creating solutions already. That's beyond words can explain. You're going to be a tough lady altogether. Okay. But clap for the ladies.
Thank you so much.
Please clap for the ladies. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have announcement of the top 5 teams, pitches for the top 5 teams as well. So we'll have 1 and 5, 1.5 minutes for each person. So let's welcome the man himself, Nicholas.
Thank you. Yes, for the team that is from the panel, we request you go out for a group photo, a panel group photo. Shamim, Brenda, Emily, and the rest. Thank you. So without wasting a lot of time, like I'd mentioned earlier, we are going to shortlist the top 6 teams. And when I mention the team leader should come in front here, 1.5 minutes each, to explain the solution they are having. Then the rest of the program will continue. Not in order, these are the top 6 teams. Hack Girls, and not in any order.
Yeah. Team leaders, please come.
The team leader. Pesajet, get me Emily Sonia, please. We have Kuzimba. Hack Girls, PesaJet, Green Shares, Mpampe. After a lot of back and forth and out of judging and checking every product, those happen to be the top 6 teams. I need the 6 team leaders. I see Kuzimba is around. I see Hack Girls is okay. We only don't have Emily from PesaJet. She will join us shortly. So starting with Hack Girls, in 1.5 minutes, what is your solution and why do you think you should be the overall winners? Hack Girls, your name, your solution, and why you think you should be the overall winners.
Hello everyone, am I being heard? My name is Bukira Halima from Team Hack Girls. We developed a solution called Nigarimie that will be helping NGOs be able to disseminate their funds to their stakeholders and beneficiaries and also keep track of their transactions. So we'll be giving them like the accountability sheet. Yeah.
Thank you. That is the solution from Hack Girls. Kuzimba, your name and why you think your product should be the overall winner.
Hello everyone. I'm called France Namugenyi from Team Kuzimba Services. Well, Kuzimba is a web platform that gives access to all building and construction materials, as well as professional building services. Well, you can actually save with Kuzimba to build your future house. You can buy materials online, and you can ask for any service. Thank you.
Thank you, Eunice. Yes, next is our Green Shares. Annette, in 1.5 minutes, why your product must win. Microphone off.
Hello. Hello everyone. My name is Annette Nanyazi. We provide market linkage services for farmers, leveraging on technology. This helps them unlock their potential in terms of income and production. We use a payment platform to pay these farmers so that they are able to save on their funds and also access microloans. In addition, we are making a platform that will enable everyone to participate in agriculture. You can either participate in a trading fund or own a digital farm. We believe everyone can farm for more production, more income, and more food and zero poverty. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, PesaJet, 1.5 minutes, why your product must win.
Hello, my name is Emily Sonia Nakawie from Team PesaJet. We have designed a solution called Farm More to help farmers farm more by giving farmers access to farm inputs through low-interest loans. We can be accessed on both basic feature phones and smartphones. We are planning on connecting all digital financial service providers. Thank you.
Thank you. Mpampe, why your product must win.
Hello everyone. My name is Namuganga Emily Immaculate. I'm the team lead for Team Pampe. We were developing a platform to help during fundraising. The problem of untracked files, untracked funds during fundraising occasions, as well as maybe frauds. So we developed a platform where you could be able to track the funds that are being raised during fundraising and to promote transparency during this fundraising.
Thank you. Maybe for the record, Mpampe means give me and I give out. Yes, that is Mpampe. Yes, lastly, why your team must win. Farmers Financial Development Avenue, FFDA.
Hello everyone. My name is Vivian Maria Awori, Team Farmers Financial Development Avenue. We are developing a mobile app for the farmers. We are promoting technology for the farmers and providing financial support services for the farmers.
Thank you. Yes, lastly, as we conclude this part of the program, yes, Harima, you said your team is Hack Girls. Why do you call yourself Hack Girls?
We are all software developers, and so we study software engineering, and we call ourselves Hack Girls because we believe we are.
Okay, thank you very much. I really didn't have to ask you, but because I know by the time you talked, the cameras were out, I had to come back to you so that the cameras can have you. Thank you very much. Before leaving, like we noted, these are the top 6 teams. Each of these teams is at least 1 million richer than they were before they came. Yes, that is granted. Each of the teams is at least 1 million richer, but then the overall prizes will be announced later. The only interesting thing about these teams is our biggest percentage of them are dealing with farmers. And you know Uganda is an agro-based country. So anything that doesn't have farming in Uganda, others can work, but without farming, you are hitting the wrong spots. Farming is the thing, and majority of these are in farming. I know Eunice is doing construction, which is a big sector, and people in construction are always disturbing. The rates, the builders, the welders, among others, they are very crazy fellas, very disturbing. Her girls are doing managing NGOs. During the COVID pandemic, you know what NGOs were doing to communities, sending aid here and there. I think Doreen from Bionic Best knows how that works. If you need guidance on how you can build a product better than Bionic, you are better off speaking to Doreen and take all the information from her. She will be fine with that. Lastly, Mpampe, again, it's like a crowdfunding platform, if I'm not mistaken. We always have that time when we need fundraising, among others, and I think they'll come in handy. Thank you, ladies. Over to you, Wesley.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for these amazing ladies. 1 million shillings richer. Interesting. Allow me. You know, the president is into scientists and all that stuff. But yesterday we were trying to debate with someone, and I was thinking, at the rate at which we are moving, the president may be his own
Wesley,
scientist.
I've been reminded that the team leaders of the top 6 teams should go out for a group photo.
All right.
Yes, before they go for a party. Let them go for a group photo. Yes.
All right, please head out for a group photo. But in the same time, allow me welcome Wendy. Please, let's clap for the beautiful Wendy. She'll be leading the panel discussion, leveraging digital financial services for gender equality and women's empowerment. So let's clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. Whichever we are thinking about, we are doing sciences in vernacular. Thank you. Please, Wendy. Well, you can actually sit there. Yeah. All right, okay. Please invite your panel members.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Good morning, or yes, still good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity, hi people, to have me invite these brilliant ladies today. On the panel discussion, we have some of our panelists, Cleopatra Kanyunyuzi, a coding instructor and team lead at Club Tangaza. I think she's been one of the moderators for these amazing teams in the last week. We have Damali Sali, the founder and book author of Ideation Corner. Come on, we can do better. These are amazing people. We have Doreen Lukandwa, the Vice President of Global Enterprises, MFS Uganda, Bionic. And Elizabeth Atukunda, Financial Service Legal Expert. Thank you so much. So, as Alia introduced, my name is Wendy Namfo. I'm the Country Operations Coordinator for Jomo World Uganda. I think most of you relate to it as we provide the service of Wewole, so that's mobile micro-lending. I think most of you have used it before. I'm very honored and pleased to sit here with these amazing ladies today that have, I think, in the past year or two, really held the FinTech flag really, really high. It's good to be here. I'm pleased to be part of this group. I think I'll be regarded as people of high places after this. So we have a very interesting topic today, which I couldn't stop thinking about the fact, as Weasley had introduced, that we'll be talking about leveraging digital financial services for gender equality and women's empowerment. But I couldn't stop thinking about the report that was produced by the UCC 2020, that was around June, the Q2 report, that did mention that 29 million, we've had until that time, 29 million subscriptions, which also means these are mobile money accounts, financial service access. And thanks to level 1 principles like tiered KYC that enables us that anyone who gets a mobile phone or a SIM card actually has access to automatically gets access to a financial service. That's a bank account or something of the sort. So I think it's really good progress, considering that in Uganda we have about 16.8 million adults. So that means it would be like 2 SIM cards for each of the adults. Yeah. Without statistics, I would say I think it's very good progress, because I think there's a lot of transfer. Doreen, in payments, this, from transfers to villages and towns, so there's a widespread of access at this point. But we still see that we need to just understand, and that's our objective today, that, how can we best use the digital financial products that have gone out there to be able to empower women more and actually make sure that there's more gender equality in our societies. So we'll just use this time and the next 30 minutes to unpack the challenges around this space, the risks, and of course the solutions. That will also help the teams that have been in the mentorship program just understand what's actually happening in the space today. I think it will be very good. So I will start with you, Damali Sali, with the first question. What are the specific barriers faced by women trying to access and benefit digital financing today?
Thank you, Wendy, for that. I think maybe I'll start off with a little statistics that showed that people who get mobile money, even though they can't transact using the digital platforms to use that money, they tend to take it out. Almost 90% of the people who receive money through mobile money would take it out through cash and just transact via cash. The reason for that is that once you want to buy, say, onions, tomatoes, whatever you want to buy, people prefer cash. They don't want to hold. They don't want you to pay via mobile money. So one of the things I think that is key is that a lot of people are not keeping the digital money in the digital ecosystem because they are taking it out. The main reason for that is that it's very expensive to actually transact through the digital ecosystem. They will charge you per transaction. That cost is high. If you're getting 10,000 Uganda shillings and you want to buy something of 4K and they will take 500 shillings off it, that's a huge amount of money for people. So they rather take it out and then use cash. And as long as we're not keeping the money in the digital ecosystem, it means even the digital players who are providing financial services, it's expensive for them to lend you money because they have less of it, because everyone is just taking it out. So we need to find a way to see that the digital ecosystem works for everyone. If you look at Kenya with M-Pesa, somehow you can almost pay for anything using Pesa because everyone accepts it. Yep. Everyone will accept that digital cash, and you will not have to use cash. So there is less cash in their system because everyone, even someone who is selling tomatoes, will accept your mobile money as a payment process. So we need to figure out a way to make sure the digital ecosystem actually works for everyone. And until that happens, the cost of finance or loans by these digital players to maybe women will be very high. And as long as they're high, people will not access them. The women will not use them. I've seen several examples where you call someone and you're like, okay, I'm going to send you money. You have your MTN. And then they're like, no, don't send on the MTN, send on the Airtel. Or even the other way around, they say, don't send on the Airtel, send on the MTN. Then you ask why and say, oh, because I owe them. So we need to find out how do we enable people to pay, but by making the digital economy efficient, because the more money that plays in the digital ecosystem, then the cheaper it is for the digital players to be able to lend out money, and therefore, if it's available and accessible, then it's cheaper, so more women then will be able to use it. But not just women, the young people, the poor people. So, because as long as it's accessible and includes everyone, it means everyone can access it who actually needs it. So we need to figure out a way, how do we keep the digital money in the digital ecosystem? Until we are able to do that, and it will involve the mobile money players, it will involve the big suppliers, the big corporates, people who are paying for goods. How do we make it easy? How do the mobile money networks make it easy or cheaper for people to transact within that system? How does the government come in by subsidizing or incentivizing the digital ecosystem to work cheaply? So if there are tax breaks, for example, on data, a corporate or a mobile network will be able to avail that data at a cheap rate. If there are tax incentives for digital loans, tax breaks for digital loans, then it means that the digital players in that system are able to provide those loans at a lower interest rates. And as long as those two things are touched, it means more people can access them, and therefore more people actually keep their more money in the digital ecosystem. And it has also shown that as long as we have digitized money and the majority of the people can transact in that system, there is a lot of growth. There is more chance of poverty reduction because you have an identity. Everyone has an identity.
Yeah.
If the government has a view, and even the suppliers, the investors, everyone has a view that these are the many people in this ecosystem, and they all transact in this ecosystem. They all keep money in there. It's much more easier for me, therefore, to provide a service and invest in that economy. So we need to, I think, I feel like those are the key hindrances that we have in our ecosystem.
Thank you so much, Damali. Those are really good points. I like that you mentioned a cashless economy. And it's a long way for us to go, but I think it's actually the right path. It's very interesting how the tax on mobile money, that's 0.5%. BOE reports do show that we have more people, like the number of transactions are still the same, but the value of the transaction is actually lower. That means that people who send more money are out because they have other options, and it's the marginalized groups like women that actually still are still using mobile money, but then because they're stuck with it, it's the only option they have. Thank you so much. Cleopatra, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think the barriers are that women are facing?
Hello? Yeah, thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Damali. That has been pretty informative, okay, always. Yeah, so my thoughts, I want to speak to the ladies out there. We have so many problems as ladies, right? So even those that are in the corporate space.
I feel like I can't hear you. Yeah. Can you hear her?
Do you hear me? Okay, so, yeah. So even those that are in the corporate space, those who earn money at the end of the month, they are those things that disturb us as ladies, okay? I'll mention like PMS, okay? Some ladies have been arguing, but if men used to have monthly periods like our ladies do, and they suffer from PMS, they would actually be assigning themselves leave, okay? So ladies deal with a lot. And if we go away from the ones that actually can afford financial services, like the ones seated here before you and those in the audience, okay? Let's look at those that are coming from disadvantaged regions and backgrounds. They have so many things that are disturbing them. So you'll have your awesome product, okay? Roll it out to a community, but this lady is hustling to get a sanitary towel, okay? And then you're preaching fintech. She'll be like, I have these other needs that need to be addressed. So my cry is to everybody who can support women in any capacity, okay? Let's roll out as many programs as possible. We have so many NGOs, we have private individuals that are already doing a lot. Okay, let's uplift women, right? Let's help them first address those issues that affect them as women. And then when we begin talking about technological advancements and fintech, yeah, these other issues have been resolved and they're willing to listen, right? So I think it's very important because you'll come with a wonderful idea, pitch it to somebody you think is going to benefit, but there is a list of things that are disturbing them. So it's very hard for such a person to pay attention. Then the other thing I want to talk about is costs. Okay, costs of attaining infrastructure that's running fintech. Okay, these costs are normally high. Like I think it's Nirere from Izere Education. Yeah, so she mentioned the fact that data costs are very high, right? I know most ladies here have sponsors for data, okay? There's a social media influencer who was like, I know you campusers, you're broke. You don't have data, okay? So the mere fact that we cannot, again, because we always have other needs, right? You have to do your hair, you have to look good, you have those other things to take care of as a lady. So buying data is normally not like at the top of your list, you get? It's not like that important, but if you get somebody forwarding you data, I know many gents here have vibed and conquered ladies by sending them data, just data, okay? Yeah, so let's look at cutting costs, right? Government should be able to address this with the stakeholders. The other thing is education, Wendy. Education is very, I'm from the EdTech sector, so yeah, I pretty much know what I'm talking about. So we need to educate women about financial services, okay? They need to make informed financial decisions. How will they do that if they don't know what is available in the financial markets? What services are banks offering that they can benefit from, right? Yeah, there's general knowledge that's out there on the internet. For example, the budget rule, is it the 50-30-20, where you, after you've removed tax from your income, if you're privileged enough to have an income, you spare 50% of that amount to cater for needs, like shelter, food, you know, take care of your kids if you have them. Then the 30% should take care of wants. I want a dress, you know, I've been wearing the same clothes for like 6 months, going to office. I want a dress, something like that. I want a new shoe. And then the 20% should be saved it should be budgeted for your savings, right? So if they have this sort of knowledge, imagine you're talking to like a community of women, even if they're down there in the village, and you be like, you tell them you get your monthly income of maybe 200,000 Ugandan shillings, but if you budgeted it this way, you can actually save. So when they understand that they can actually save, then they'll start asking the next question, how can I save? Then that's when you introduce to them the fintechs, okay? The fintech solutions that we are designing. Yeah, and then the other thing is the social norms, right? I want to applaud our brothers, okay? First of all, when we are talking about inclusion and we are focusing on groups like women, marginalized groups like women, we are not telling ourselves to take up arms and start fighting our brothers. We're just trying to tell you that you can actually have these equal opportunities if only you're made aware about them and then take the necessary steps to attain them, right? So the men always go out of their way. If you give somebody, maybe a boy like 300,000 shillings, they'll buy a phone like straight up if it's been on their bucket list, okay? But if you give a lady 300,000 Ugandan shillings, she's going to have a breakdown of a list that includes so many other small things. So she will be able to afford the infrastructure, okay? Like the one by the fintech technologies that we are designing. Yeah, so Wendy, I think that's my take on that. Thank you.
That's very interesting, Cleopatra. These have been very personal, not like things that are actually on ground. It's not that the women do not have access to these services, it's just that some things around them will make them fail to actually access the service. It's very interesting. Also, I'm really, really glad that High People is going to be giving 100 gigabytes of data to the winning groups. I think someone mentioned, so no need for sponsors. Anyway, so Doreen, next question comes to you. How do we mitigate the major risks associated with digital financial services from a gender perspective?
Thank you, Wendy. I think I want to start by saying that I feel like I don't belong on this stage.
Oh, yeah,
Amazing.
totally.
But I think jumping to your point, I think based on a report from the GSMA, it indicated women are 37% less likely to access or to have access to the internet.
Yeah.
And so when you think about digital and financial solutions, you have to think about the basics. A handset, and women are about 13% less likely to have, in sub-Saharan Africa, less likely to have access to a handset, and even more to internet. So I think that building the blocks or the processes to financial inclusion and reducing those risks starts with addressing those basics. How do we get more women with phones? How do we give them more access to the internet? Because then they are more in control of their data, they are more in control of the choices that they want to make, and they are more equipped with the tools that they need to scale. Even if I'm just thinking about the young ladies here, you're thinking about the amazing innovations they have, but what they need is to continuously be educated. That's where the internet comes into play. They need access to social media and opportunities to market themselves and the products that they're offering. Again, you need the internet. They need access to tools that provide simplified recourse. If, let's say, a customer wants a service returned or a product returned, I should be able to reverse that transaction simply. Yeah. Again, you need the internet to be able to do that. So I think that with trying to address a lot of the challenges that we face in the digital space, in businesses day to day, it starts with the basics. Increasing the access for women to something as basic as a mobile phone and something as basic as internet. But beyond that, I think continuing to indulge in platforms like this, where they're not making the mistakes that have been made before, but are being equipped with the tools to do it better. And I think, like you've heard from the panelists before, they are doing it better. What we need to do is get out of the way.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doreen. That's a very interesting submission. What's your take on that, Liz?
This is on? Okay. Good afternoon, women in fintech and some men. So, my take is this. As a lawyer, I would like to, first of all, explain regulation and societal norms. Regulation refers to the laws, the principles, the guidelines that are passed by Parliament that determine how we as people operate in different fields. Who writes the laws? Human beings write the laws. These human beings are representatives of you. Now, when these human beings write the law, the higher human beings, which are the Member of Parliament, pass the law, and the highest, which is the President, signs the law. So, when you understand how regulation works, you will understand that regulation is the document that represents the spirit of a nation and a people. Yeah? When you look at finance as a field in itself, finance in Uganda, in specific, is seen as a masculine thing. Think about it. How long ago did we start having, women seen as important figures in finance? Not so long ago, right? And the reason for that is how we as a people look at finance in relation to women. Now, because of that, it's reflected in our laws. Our laws, therefore, are rarely, if ever at all, gender sensitive or gender inclusive. When such a thing happens, the society itself that's operating in this space is skewed to a certain direction. You see, you don't see it, you don't know it, but there's these things that are telling you how to do what to do that determine how your whole society moves. So for me, when it comes to barriers to women in this space, there are various barriers, as Damali and Cleopatra and Doreen have spoken about. As for instance, having the money itself, having a mobile phone, buying data, those barriers can be included for both men and women. There are men without money. There are men without phones, by the way. There are men without data, surprisingly, you know. But the barrier to me that affects women in specific in this space is the perception of the society when it comes to women and finance. Many times, the unsaid silent killers are the ones that affect everything else. Until, as a community and a society, we start to see women in finance differently, then very little will change. Because our laws remain gender biased, our processes will be gender biased, our policies will be gender biased, we'll be stuck. So to me, the foundation of this problem is our perspective. As women and as men who deal and live and work with women.
That's very interesting, Elizabeth. I think the notion that things have to be done a certain way needs to change. And you know, it's great that for such a hackathon, you can see it's already changing. Some of the submission from the previous panel, you know, for me were like, I don't know if I knew that then when I was that age, but you know, they know it. So I think it's going to change, and it's great that things like this are happening. And Doreen, back to you again, back to the sport. What are the pathways to unlock the benefits of digital financial services for women? What can we do?
I think some of it is already being done. Sorry, I hope you can hear me. I think some of it is already being done. When I think about one, of course, the men that are doing the most to facilitate some of this change. You have what the gentlemen here are doing, like what Innocent is driving. I even think about, you know, like my workplace and the leaders there. It's very inclusive and healthy and promoting of these kind of conversations. The other that I think is important is creating opportunities for access. Access is gold. We think about it as a word, but for many people it means a lot. For example, for every app that wants to be launched here, they shouldn't have to speak to each MNO. They should be able to just plug into one solution and immediately have access to everybody, to all the mobile money subscribers that you talked about. But more importantly, beyond the borders of Uganda, with the wealth of power in innovation that is here, they should be able to speak to customers beyond borders across the continent. I mean, Africa is literally becoming one unit, right? It's multiple countries, but it's literally becoming one unit. And all the strides are being made to get there. And I think that's where Moja Loop has come into play very strongly. So how do we expand that access? The other, I think, is, of course, cost reduction. It should be more affordable for people to get a mobile phone, to access data, to access the tools that they need to scale. Because for many of these businesses, it's about the cost to their customer, cost of business to them, but to their customer as well. So how do they make money if the customer that they're selling to is extremely price sensitive, but also has, like Cleopatra mentioned, has very many things to think about. What do they prioritize, and where do they invest their money? So I think cost reduction is really important, and again, that comes with access. The more that we have, and Damali mentioned it, the more that we have more users within the ecosystem, the cheaper it will become. But with that requires the infrastructure to scale and deepen that access. The other piece that I think is really important is local investment. I love that there's an offer of 1 million to each of the groups. And that's just the beginning, right? But we should have more African companies, more Ugandan companies and leaders and other types of people investing in these businesses, giving them a fighting chance. Because yes, I may have a really brilliant idea, but you're cutting me off at the knees if I cannot recruit staff, if I cannot invest in the operational costs of scale and services. So I think those are some of the things that will come into play as critical. But I also want to speak to collaboration across the board, from a regulatory perspective, from a government perspective. I mean, even when you think about the central bank, there is a mandate to include more Ugandans financially. But when you tax the tools that people need to use to scale, then you're kind of, again, chopping that off at the knees. When it is hard for these people to access some of the value-added services that they need, like electricity and water, you're cutting them off at the knees because they will spend the little that they have on what they need most. So it's about creating value, providing solutions to the problems that are unique to this market, but collaboratively, thereby reducing the cost and increasing the access.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Doreen. Just out of the interest of time, I will not comment on that, but I'll just go straight to Damali. How do we improve access to mobile financial transaction accounts?
Thanks, Wendy. I think access in itself has been made easy. Anyone with a national ID, which most people do, can actually get a mobile account. That's just it. So access has been made easy. The problem that's in the room is that if I do not have an actual physical phone, why would I need a SIM card? So even if I do have an ID and I want a mobile account number, but I don't have a phone, so I won't even bother to go get the account. So while it's been made very easy for someone to get a mobile account and can, I guess, transact, as long as I don't have that physical tool, that basic phone, then I won't be able to get a mobile account, so I won't even transact. So we need to make a phone something so cheap in Uganda that anyone from the poorest, well, actually it's just the poor that we want, because the rich ones can't afford to buy their iPhones, but the poorest person can actually afford to buy a phone. Because until someone has a phone, it doesn't matter that it's easy to get an account. I need the phone. So we need to make that. Someone has to have the phone to be able to then get an account. So in a way, it goes back again to, I feel, the framework, the institution framework, the policies and the thing. If we can look at digitizing the Ugandan economy as a national thrust, that everyone working in the digital ecosystem will do policies to make sure that access, availability is there. So government gives tax incentives to mobile networks to make sure that data is cheap, to make sure that they can provide handsets. There are several countries where a mobile network like MTN or Airtel, actually, if you go to them to register, you go with your national ID, they'll give you a handset, it's automatic. And then you can pay for it very small amounts. Over time, over a year, they usually make actually a killing of that because the interest rate is very high. Then they can make you pay over a year or 2 years. The more years, actually, the more money you pay without realizing it. So also our mobile networks have to be smart and be innovative. Why don't they provide that option? They can make money out of it. They're making money out of mobile money anyway. They're making money out of loans. Why don't they provide those handsets where all you need to do is to walk into MTN or Airtel and you give them your national ID. You automatically get a handset, which you pay off over three years on a monthly, and it's very little amounts, but they'll be making interest, very high interest, so they'll be actually exploiting you to an extent. So we need to make that very simple. Then we need to also see that how do we incentivize to make sure that more people keep the money in the digital, in digital. It's by making sure that more people are actually transacting using mobile money. To do so, you have to reduce the cost of transacting. So we need the mobile networks, the policymakers, to come up with a smart solution, which is a win-win for everyone. Because of course, the mobile networks have to make their money. They invested, but how much money should you make out? And what tax incentive can the government offer? So we need to look at this as a macro, because until we do that and we make sure internet access is available to the poorest Ugandan, we actually will not reduce poverty. As long as we keep some people out of the economy and they stay analog, we will stay poor as a country.
Yeah, that's very true. So MNO's asset financing is actually a need because it will help us have more financial inclusion and accounts opened. Cleopatra,
how do we expand mobile financial transactional accounts for payments, loans, and savings?
Sorry? Yeah, so how do we expand this? And looking at women, okay, I'm going to emphasize this. We need to get rid of gender-based discrimination in the service industry, okay? Let's have more women involved in decision-making. Let's have more women on company boards, okay? Let's have more women involved in processes. Like we've had the hackathon, and we are designing, the teams have been designing products that are going to address several needs, and some are focusing on women groups, okay? So they are better, the software development teams are better because they have women involved that can actually give them a female perspective when they are designing these particular applications. So that is just an example, but this cascades even from like a top level government and even straight down to the families, okay? So if we have the women, even our partners, like back in the families, if they respect or get your input when they are making certain decisions, whether financial, if it's concerning the children, if you're involved, then you're going to better manage your finances and all those other aspects of the family. So for the mobile accounts, okay, Dorian has already said this, right? Interoperability, right? This is very important for uptake or and adoption of the financial technological services that different providers are putting out there. Okay, it's very important or it's convenient for somebody to have a phone and then be able to do so many transactions, like pay out to another person or pay out to a business and purchase something online, okay? How can this be achieved by including systems that are interoperable, just like Mojaloop? Doreen already said this, right? Yeah, so my call is for people that are involved in positions
as MNOs are becoming more open to people plugging into their systems, which is very good. And Elizabeth, the question is, the next question is around the same area, and it says, how do we expand the use of mobile financial transaction accounts for government payments and remittance?
So thank you, Wendy. So from a regulatory perspective, government remittances and payments, usually when they're made to women, are made in cash. A remittance is a payment, yeah? Usually cross-border payments. That's what they refer to as a remittance. Now, I feel that one of the ways we can encourage that these remittances are paid using these applications that we have as opposed to cash, from a regulatory perspective, is by ensuring that the policies that are put in place that dictate how these payments are made indicate an aversion of or a preference to online payments. You see, if the policies encourage the payments to be made online, then more payments will be made online than in cash. If more payments are made online in cash, then more people, and in fact more women, will be making cash transactions online. If there's more people and more women making cash transactions online, then we come to a point where what Wendy spoke about, or Damali, I'm not sure, where people always prefer to withdraw money and get it out of that circulation is also reduced. Because think about it, the more people have more phones and more mobile money accounts, the more mobile money transactions. Because it's cheaper for me to send from my phone to you than to first remove the money, then withdraw, then I first go to the place, then put, you see, yeah? So the more that the policies encourage online mobile money transactions, then the better. And that is from a policy perspective.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. You make the law very easy to understand.
Thank you.
Dory, in one sentence, how do you think we can increase the interest of gender-lens investing?
Of gender-lens investing?
Gender-lens investing.
Okay. So I think ultimately it's being deliberate about it. And I think it's pretty much everything that everybody has said here. But I'm going to speak about it from sort of my point of view and my interaction. So I've been very deliberate about the kind of businesses that I work with, the kind of groups that I support, and I'm really honored to be part of you know, what Innocent and the High People team are doing with youth. I think that this group of people is what is actually accelerating the access of financial inclusion across the board. You know, even when we look at statistics now, it's because we have a group of really young, hungry people. They want more, they demand more, they expect more. And I think that that's powerful. But from where I sit, you know, working with a company like MFS Africa, like Bionic, it's kind of coded into, it's hardwired into how we operate on a day-to-day. And I'll relay this in 3 ways. One is just looking at our values. Primarily, we'll start with simplification. At the end of the day, what we want is that people can access mobile money, can access any basic service, whether it's healthcare or education, as simply as it is for you to pick up the phone and call somebody. Because when you think about it, you don't think about it twice. If I want to call Wendy, I just punch her number and it's done, right? So it should be that simple for you to send money, to pay a bill, to access credit, and things like that. So as a business, we are hardwired to building solutions that simplify that. And so giving people here one single access to over 33 countries across the continent is simplifying it, right?
Yeah.
The other is caring about what we are trying to do. So being part of these conversations, we've set up a developer community to build capacity for ladies like these and everybody else who is interested in growing in that space and learning more and learning from people who've already done it, right? So we've taken the time to actually build spaces that people can grow in. And that's kind of where the care aspect comes into play, but also building solutions that address a problem. So adding value where it is required. It's one thing to say, I have a product, but what problem is it solving and who is going to use it and how are they going to use it, right? So equipping people with those tools and solutions. And then lastly, it's about being revolutionary. We believe in investing in youth. That's whether it's employment. I mean, if you think about the women that work or the company itself, MFS Africa Bionic employ 53% women at the top in roles of senior management, and that kind of speaks to what Cleopatra said. The more, and what Liz said, the more women you have helping craft these policies and making these decisions, the better you are for it, right? But also it means that you have opportunities for investment, because people want to invest in things that are going to give them a return.
Yeah.
So if you apply all those different things, making it affordable, making it easier, investing in intelligent and innovative people, creating spaces for them to thrive and to grow and to learn, I think ultimately those are steps in the right direction.
Thank you very much, Doreen. Ladies, this has been very insightful, and I hope the audience picked out a few points from that. Well done.
Thank you.
Check it. But okay, we're nearing the end of this summit, and don't you worry. In a few minutes from now, we'll be having our lunch, and we'll be out of this place. But like it is at High People, we are proudly sponsored by God. We are not here to impress anyone. For years, everyone has always been wondering, how does High People survive? It is God, and only God. And in this space, no one is gonna near or beat High People. So we're the kings because we submit under the King of Kings. And tonight being a women event, today being a women event, like I said again, it depends the time zone and where you're watching us from. We are actually live everywhere. I want to introduce to you this amazing, soulful, beautiful, talented worshiper. Ladies and gentlemen, this world has not seen yet. Join me and we welcome Becky Nantai. Please.
To those who mourn and grieve, freedom to the captive, binding the broken heart. He is healing every pain and disease. He's reaching everyone. He's touching every heart, bringing healing. In
Please let's add her another hand of applause. I feel like going church right now. Yeah, I feel like going church right now. By the way, my other name is the Prophet King of Radio. When Honorable Dr. Karubanga was coming in, it looked like you are being ushered in as a chief priest. Please, let's clap for Honorable. He's here with us. Yes, Nicholas.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We welcome Honorable David Karubanga, Honorable Engineer David Karubanga, who's the High People Patron. Honorable Karubanga is the MP Kigorobia County, which, if I'm not mistaken, in Hoima District, where there is oil. So we abantu abayina amafuta. But the person before, the performer before I came here was delivering different oil. The one that all of you can get. The other one is in Hoima, but the one for God, you can get all of you anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much. Without wasting time, I'm going to invite again the top 6 teams because we are reaching the end of this arrangement. As I check on my phone, I'm just receiving the results digitally. The top 6 teams, again, in not in order, are Mpampe. The team leaders should come in front. Mpampe, Green Shares, Pesajet, Hack Girls, Kuzimba, FFDA. The top 6 teams, the team leaders, should come in front. Like we noted earlier, from the top 6 teams, the top 4 teams each takes 1 million in cash, in addition to 90 days of the incubator. The second team will take 3 million in cash, in addition to an incubator program for 90 days. And overall winner will take 4 million in cash, in addition to 90 days incubator. I'm going to invite Cleopatra to come in front because Cleopatra was the lead facilitator of this project. We are reaching the moment of awards. I hope my camera team is available. Met Images, the camera team, I don't see the photo team, I only see the video team. But as I go on with this, one, I'm going to thank everyone that has come today, the media, thank you very much. I'm going to thank in a special way the Phenon Ninjas. Today I have nothing to complain about. Usually I complain when things don't go well. I have nothing to complain about. The team that has worked today has worked perfectly well. And I hope you tell your bosses that you should come again. The team that has worked today should come again and again. Thank you very much. Yes, now Cleo, I'm going to ask you to come in the center. First, we are rewarding the most active participant. The most active participant in the center there is going to be rewarded with a small token from the CEO's office. Now, the most active participant is an individual that has been very engaging. She has done a lot of work in pushing the project, but also trying to make sure the project works smoothly. And that is none other than Brenda from Team MOOPS, most active participant. Brenda has been shooting and sharing a TikTok video every day of her daily experience. Brenda in the middle here. My CEO says he's giving a small token as a motivation and appreciation, which is an equivalent of about $70. We're talking about 300,000 shillings. It will be sent on your mobile money. Please take a photo with Cleo, and I know Cleo confirms that you are the most active participant without messing in words. Thank you very much, Cleo. Yes, now then we reach the moment where we are talking about the top 3 teams. But first, in number 6, we have, when I mention you come, you stand in front. This is like Big Brother, we are eliminating. Number 6, we have FFDA, team leader, in front. Thank you very much. Number 5, we have Mpampe, team leader, kindly. Cleo, I will still need you, sorry. Number 4, we have Green Shares, team leader, kindly. Yes. In that order, number 6, FFDA, number 5, Mpampe, and number 4, Green Shares. Thank you, ladies. A photo with the team, with the lead facilitator, Cleopatra. Thank you. I'm going to take this opportunity to invite, you can go down, thank you. I'm going to invite Damali Sali to take up one of, Annette, you can please go. Damali Sali, take up one of the seats. You are among the top 6. Doreen Lukandwa, a seat. And allow me, I'm not allowed, but please allow me to invite Honorable Kalubanga to kindly take up one of the seats as we reward the top 3 teams. Doreen Lukandwa, Damali Sali, and Honorable David Kalubanga. Please, thank you very much. So, like we said, again, the 3rd team also takes 1 million in addition to mentorship for full 90 days. I'm going to ask Damali Sali to stand up and have a photo with team number 3. And in number 3, we have Pesajet Fammo, number 3. That's the number 3. Because Pesajet has been eliminated at number 3, I'm going to invite a new participant, who is my CEO, Innocent Kawoya, to take up Pesajet's position. Now we are going to the top 2 teams. Again, I'm going to ask Innocent to stand with Damali in front there to take a photo with the 2nd team. And in number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have, guess what? Hack Girls. The entire team should come in front. Hack Girls, the team members of Hack Girls should join their team leader for a photo with our CEO, Innocent Kawoya, and the chief mentor, Damali Sali. Hack Girls. And it is obvious now that you know the winner because there is only one person remaining. But for now, Hack Girls. A photo with Innocent, the CEO, and Damali Sali, the chief mentor. Hack Girls, thank you for the good work. Hack Girls was also around last year. Yes, he's a hack boy.
Hack boy?
Who supports the Hack Girls. Yes, he supports the Hack Girls. Great stuff. They participated last year, and I think last year they came 4th. So they have improved to 2nd. Maybe they will be 0 next year. Yes, amazing stuff. Thank you. Emma, thank you. Hack Girls and the team can go. The team leader should remain. Harima, you can kindly remain. And in number 1 position, without saying so many words, Kuzimba Online Services. The team members of Kuzimba should come up front.
Team members,
Allow me request Doreen Lukandwa and Honorable Kalubanga to kindly stand up. Honorable, in front of you, Honorable Kalubanga, in front of you is the winning team, Kuzimba Online Services. Eunice is the team leader. They were around last year, and actually last year they were not among the top 5 teams. Yeah, last year they were not among the top 5 teams. They have worked harder this year, and they are number 1. Yes, a photo with our patron and Doreen Lukandwa, VP at Bionic MFS Africa. Wesley Kuzimba is 4 million richer today.
I'm telling you.
Yes. Amazing stuff. I'll ask Honorable Kalubanga to take his seat, and Doreen, thank you very much. Because I don't want to waste a lot of time, we have seen the teams. After these speeches, we are going to issue out certificates to all the participants. But first, briefly, I'm going to invite Innocent, our CEO, to invite our patron, and then we shall go to the next part of the program. Yes, as Innocent comes, we thank you, ladies, for taking part. We thank you for your active participation. We thank you for your can-do belief and spirit. You have been amazing. We wish to have a hackathon that can run for a full month, but because of time resources, among others, we are doing just 6 days. I was just holding brief for my boss. Thank you.
Thank you once again. I feel the excitement. I'm equally happy and congratulate all the teams that made it to the second season of the Women in FinTech Hackathon and Summit, and the winners, Kuzimba, Eunice. The men will never stop you anymore from doing business, you can be sure. Tell them you're a champion. Otherwise, we have a popular union on our side, and I'm going to invite our patron. He's probably supposed to be the president of the Generous Men's Association. I don't know. He's probably supposed to be the president. Yeah? Because I've not seen anyone generous like him for all the life I've been working. Generous for the time, for resources, for making sure. I've not seen a minister who calls you every day just to know if things are going well. And he does it all the time, and we can never thank him enough. Honorable, please take the pleasure of speaking to the champions. We call all the women here FinTech queens. The men are gentlemen like all of us. Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable.
Thank you, Innocent, my brother who is the CEO of High People. Distinguished participants, representatives of the various stakeholders in this empowerment project. The media, I can see you, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank you, the participants, for making it in this team of 16. I'd like to thank the various stakeholders where we have the Melinda Gates Foundation, Innocent, and your team, the High People team, great team. The brand has grown. I'd like to thank all stakeholders. I see our usual suspect, Damali. I'd like to thank the winners, finally. I've seen tears of joy. I didn't know that you can shed tears here. I thought when you're happy, you just jump up and dance, but I've seen tears of joy. I'd like to, first of all, talk on behalf of government. And the minister was supposed to be here, but she got a serious engagement. She's in Kayunga, and also empowering our people there. She has sent warm greetings. That is Honorable P.C. Mutuzo, the Minister of State for Gender, and that is Women. She would have loved to be here. The other time she was with us launching the book, and she loves women and the ladies, and especially the young girls here. This project is about empowering women, and especially the young girls, in emerging or new technologies. That is to build inclusive and instant payment systems. That is for financial inclusion. And there's always a saying that you educate a girl, you build a, when you educate a girl, you build a nation, yes. I didn't know that ladies out there are serious programmers. And I've seen, the musicians normally give themselves names which are, don't relate with what they do. I heard of hack girls. Are they good at hacking? Hacking is bad, but if you are doing it for a good cause, it's good. So I'd like to thank the winners, number 1, 2. I understand you are 6 in number. And even those ones who were not successful, this is not the end. Those ones who were in those back positions have made it at the front positions. These apps you are making are not just for display. They have solutions in making life easier. They have solutions in different sectors: finance, that is financial inclusion, agriculture. I've seen some in different sectors. But what I want to tell you as someone, that the space is very wide. The horizon is still very wide. Look at society and see the gap where it is. And we need, as a country, many solutions. As a member of parliament, as a patron, I'm easily accessible. I can easily talk to any of these ministers of ICT. Government has opened up the Innovation Hub for you. Utilize that. Where you get challenges, please, I can support you to reach to the powers that be in government, the ministers. I know sometimes you find challenges in financing your project, which is key. If a project is not financed, you may not deliver a good product which is competitive. And as a country, this should be the last to tell you, we are encouraging the usage of homemade solutions. Buy Uganda, build Uganda. So in any ministry where you see challenges, go there and start scratching your head, especially the girls. So as I move to take my seat, I'll need a brief about any of these products so that we can see, because there are many gaps indeed in service, delivery in government. Yes, we have COVID-19, it is still a problem, but I can see you are still healthy, and soon we'll be going back to normalcy. Don't lose hope. It is something which has taken us back as a country. We've lost businesses. Some sectors seem to have been grounded completely. You can see the hospitality sector, tourism, education, and others. Don't lose hope. As a country, we are now undergoing vaccination. You'll soon go back to normalcy, and business will be as usual. Finally, I really can't just move without saying a big thank you to this man. Innocent, you first stand up and they see you. I think we here have now known what Innocent is. He is a never give up. I don't know whether you have a sister at Gayaza, because Gayaza is boys are also there now. So you can sit down. Innocent is a never give up. So innovative. With some partners, of course. He has some partners, but we should all emulate the spirit of Innocent. Recently, he gave politics a try, but I think you should never go back to politics. He wanted to be the mayor of Kampala City. He stood and gave us promises. He wanted a smart city. So I think you should continue advertising that smart city, which is your dream. Next time, we'll support you fully. I'd like to thank all of you for coming up. And please, let's keep the fire burning. Let's empower more girls, more women. This room is so small there are many girls out there who would want to be like you. The other day I saw a girl who is in P7 and they told me she's very good at programming. I also bought a laptop for my daughter. But my daughter is seeing codes as snakes. She likes the cartoons. So I think go out there and teach more girls. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable. Before you take your seat kindly, Honorable, I'm going to request you to help us on this next assignment, which is rewarding certificates to your participants. Honorable, I can confirm 42 teams applied to take part in the Women in FinTech Hackathon. We shortlisted 17 teams. One was disqualified on day one because they didn't turn up. So we had 16 teams and altogether 65 participants. I'm going to request you to be handing over these certificates. Ladies and the few gents around, I read your name. You kindly come here. We don't have a lot of time, and receive your certificate of participation. King Wesley, I'll ask you to be the go-between between me and Honorable. Thank you. Yes, na Nuriat Nanteza. Askam Ranga. Askam Ranga. Wesley, that is this one. Give me that one. Wesley, give me that one. Yes, Diana Najuma. As Diana is preparing to come, let us have Miriam Milembe. Miriam Milembe. Miriam Mirembe, sorry. Then Viol Awol. Yes, Fred Kasule. Fred Kasule. Fred Kasule. Yes, let's have Brenda Tibitha Namwone. Namwone. Yes, let us have Shamim Kunihila. Shamim Kunihila. Wesley. Let us have Marion Kiaga. Marion Kiaga. Let's have Gerard Musumba. Gerard Musumba. Kindly. Gerard Musumba is there. Let's have Emmanuel Segona. Segona Emmanuel. Segona Emmanuel, thank you. Let's have Josephine Bonka, sorry. Josephine Bonka. Kevin Naluyange. Kevin Naluyange. Kevin Naluyange. Kevin Naluyange should be followed by Annette Nanyanzi. You may pass here, Annette. Just give it what to go there with it. Eh? She's here. Let her just go there with it. Vivian Doreen Nabulo. Vivian Doreen Nabulo. Vivian Doreen Nabulo. Outside. Let's have Joanita Umutesi. Joanita Umutesi. Wilson Kalibala. Wilson Kalibala. Famous Olishaba. Ivan Mugisha. Ivan Mugisha. Fauzia Nakachwa. Fauzia Nakachwa. Fauzia Nakachwa, thank you. Brenda Nakanjako. Brenda Nakanjako. Brenda. Mastula Nakisozi. Nakisozi Mastula. Eve Mirembe. Mirembe Eve. Mirembe Eve. Arnold Misinde. Arnold Misinde. Bridget Bekunda Akankunda. Bridget Bekunda Akankunda. Maria Musmenta. Maria Musmenta. Maria Musmenta. Paulina Narwanga. Paulina Narwanga, thank you. Masi Wamanga. Wamanga Masi. Sylvia Bonavana. Sylvia Bonavana. Shamim Nakaiza. Shamim, Shamim, you are coming. Shamim Nakaiza. Shamim Nakaiza. Shamim Nakaiza. And lastly, or rather, sorry, Shamim Nerele. Kindly. You can hold it and go to the Honorable. You can. Imi Kaitesi, you can please pass here. Imi. Harriet Akoth. Harriet Akoth. Harriet Akoth. Inside. Let us have Efrans Yunus Namugenyi from Team Kuzimba. Her certificate is here. This is hers. Yunus. Sydney Nkoba. Okay. Let's have Asha. Okay. Anyone by Asha? The other name is HWAKA.
Waka.
Eh?
Waka.
Waka Asha. Give it to me. Alfred Ochora. Masi Chilimo. Joanita Nakitio. Nakitio Joanita. Angela Bukirwa. Angela Bukirwa, thank you. Ron Atwaili. Ron Atwaili. Chomhanj Tumhairi. Tumhaire. Apologies for mispronouncing your names. I'm not very good at pronunciations, but we move forward. Chomhanj Tumhaire. King of Radio. Award Vivian Maria. Award Vivian Maria, thank you. Doni Waiswa. Doni Waiswa. Femi Ampaire, I've been told the name is Femi Ampaire. If it's wrong, Apostle here is responsible. Femi Ampaire. Emily Immaculate Namuganga. Emily Immaculate Namuganga, thank you. Maria Balunga Luzinda, Mariam Balunga Luzinda, thank you. Patricia Rhoda Nekesa, Ivan Elijah Okero, the Hack Boy. Yes. AKA Hack Boy. Great stuff. Emily Sonia Nakawi, Fammo. Neza Charlotte, Ivan Ojok, guys. Ivan Ojok, Emily Sonia Nakabuye, Neza Charlotte, Emily Sonia Nakabuye, Neza Charlotte, and Ivan Ojok in that order. Rena Chofuna, Rian Chofuna, Harima Bukirwa, Halima Bukirwa, kindly. Yes. Gloria Amayo from Better Beauty. No, to the ladies, Better Beauty is coming up with a platform for your beauty. E-salons, e-cosmetics, e-everything, e-perfume, e-powder. That is Better Beauty. The certificate is there. Now there is a special certificate to Better Beauty Uganda. Better Beauty Uganda. Who receives the one for Better Beauty Uganda? The organization? Still her? No problem. Janet Apolot. Janet Apolot. That one. Better Beauty, that one still. Brian Sendagire. Brian Sendagire. Brian Sendagire. Outside. Etho Mugabi. Mugabi Etho. Thank you. Hope Asimwe. Asimwe Hope. Thank you. Emily Tusime. Yes. Emily Tusime. Yes, this one was the last reason. I understand it was in an independent person different from the others. Now, Emily Tusime happens to be the most famous hackathon participant. To those that participated last year, Emily Tusime had an accident. She had injuries, but she was available for all the days with her leg in those white things. I don't know what they are called, but her entire leg was in those white things. And she didn't miss a single day. She became the most famous hackathon participant. And when I say hackathon, I mean High People Women in FinTech Hackathon. And it's not by mistake, it is the most famous hackathon anyway. So she's the most famous hackathon participant. Yes, Brian Sendagire, if he's around, and Femia Ampeire. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you can take your seats. I'm going to invite Wesley to invite Innocent to close this matter. With me today has been Apostle. Apostle, a moment, please. Yes. Very smart. Apostle is the high people in tongues. You have a problem, he prays for you immediately. He doesn't say, just wait for church and I pray. If you say stomach paining, he just catches on the stomach and he prays. Usually his prayers work. Thank you, Apostle.
Thank you.
When we say we are proudly sponsored by God, it is not just for just saying. It is truly, we have been sponsored by God for the last 14 years. Honorable, thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, nearing our end, and of course, most of you should have received at least your lunch coupons. Please, Lord.
And to our very generous sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We can't do this without you. To everyone that came in here, the aggregators and the fintechs, Jumo World, Bionic, and all those that made their time to be here, Club Tangaza, we thank you so much for making time. I only pray that God blesses you every single second of your life, and may you live never to give up on anything. You're all headed to greatness. For all the fintech queens and the gentlemen, God bless you.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Before I forget, I had to give an offer to the teams. I'm offering the little I can. Next month, I'm offering the best pizza you'll ever find in the world for every team from Fresco. So be ready to receive the best pizza you'll ever find in the world from Fresco. God bless you.
Right, thank you very much. Yes, mu bigambo ebitono tutuuse ku nkomerero y'entandikwa. We have reached the end of this program. Wesley has been with me. Rita Kabanyolo, please.
Men, let's clap for all the ladies here. So let me assume the ladies who have clapped, Anyway, can I have all the winners, those who actually received certificates, the ladies, please come through and for a group photo. That would be so beautiful. And of course, this amazing table here as well will definitely also join all the ladies that actually have got themselves certificates today. Please, can you move forward? We have come on the podium. We'll take a group photo. And then everyone should leave at will and after your lunch.
Very well,
that is.
thank you so much. A good day.
Walking, living life. Why you treat me like that? Yeah, cause I'm a Gucci demon in your Prada, I'm loving mama. Never let you go away.